It's on.
It's on, Bill says. Well, I was trying to put that position from my match last night into XG Mobile so he could spank me before we started this, but not able to do it. So we'll have to talk about these two bozos here, Neil Kazaross and Victor. How you doing today, Bill?
Well, pretty good. Here we go. Well, they're kind of discussing what the rules of play with their baffle box is here. And
Neil's practicing with it because he's never used one.
yeah, and Victor really likes to use them. I'm sure what they'll typically do, we're using the two identical dice, so one of them will drop a die in and then pull it to the side so it won't be impacted by the other guy. So here we go. The opening 5-2, we're off and running.
That's why I like two different colored die. Then you can, one guy can throw the dice all the time, and you just, on the first play, one plays black and the other plays whatever. That's interesting. See, I would have stopped on the bar point and Neil ran there, and I'm sure that he's right. But I think I like to keep those guys in communication and unstack the midpoint. So I don't exactly know why it was right to run there. Do you, Bill?
No, again, I'm not sure. And certainly, I mean, Ray can offer better insight than I can, but neither one of us are going to be able to critique these guys well.
Can't second guess Neil, but I would have either hit loose off the 3 or brought down a 3, and Neil didn't do it. Anyway, now he's going to fight for the 5 point, I'm sure. Can't let Victor just make that.
No, can Neil and Victor here? Okay.
Wow. Neil's playing a game with which I'm unfamiliar.
That's like the old golf.
He left a double shot by running out and stacking a 6 checker. It seems like if you hit loose on the 5 point and the guy rolls a 6, you're going to make the 5 point. So, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't have. Neil's taking a conservative track in this game. How's he going to fight for it? Yep. All right.
Well, it's kind of interesting, too, Ray. These guys know each other so well. It'll be interesting to see how they may adjust games somewhat, just, knowing the opponent.
That's kind of interesting. They might know each other well, but they probably haven't played very much. Neil was a fixture in backgammon in the last 40 years, the first 20 of them, and Victor's been on the scene for the last 10, so I don't know. But I could tell pre-match that Neil was a little fearful of playing with Victor because he says, I want to hear that I'm rolling jokers. He's going to rely on the dice. And he's such a great player. Oh, look at this position. It's got a nice position. Four, 6 from the bar. Neil runs out. If he gets missed, he's got a nice solid advantage. He got missed.
He got missed, although Victor removes a lot of freight here, but
yep, that's a good roll for the race. That'll probably give Victor enough to take, even though he's primed back there. This is a similar position to the one that Jonah said I made a .392 blunder or doubling last night.
well,
Victor's advanced.
Neil's counting it and contemplating it right now. So
Yeah, Victor's pretty advanced. He's liable to get primed, but he'll have double 4s for a long time, at least for a little while. Neil decides it's not quite enough to send it over. And the 5. No, see, that's not right. He needed to bring the 5 to.
Look out. There's the race. Now Neil's got great structural position, but Probably way behind in the pip count. Or
Yeah, but how many of these are going to get to be a race? This is where you test the guy. And Neil does it right on cue.
what are we looking at? We got 76, 39, 115, 126 for black.
I'm not sure what's right, but I have a feeling that Victor's going to think this over and pass.
It's about 20, roughly 20 pips that Victor's ahead, but it's a long match. So, you know, I know you're always a proponent kind of establishing a certain pattern or tempo in a game. You know, it's probably not applicable to these players, but you know, lots of times you'll like to convince somebody that, hey, Ray's a taker or Ray's going to do this or that. But I don't think that kind of psychology necessarily applies to players of this stature.
Oh, you mean the good guys? It's okay for bozos like me to do that, but not these guys. No, you want to send some messages, and like you were talking about before, or I was saying, these guys haven't played each other, so you want to send some messages. And the message there would have been if Victor took that, well, I'm going to make you work for the points. But I think he just thought it was too bad. It looks like it's going to, you know, he couldn't profitably benefit from a fly shot because his board was kind of messed up.
I've got a good friend, great backgammon supporter, Madi Ferrer, who's from Hungary, is doing a simultaneous transcription of this, and he's feeding me some information along the way. Now, I have every confidence in him, but I won't swear that everything's right. But he tells me that was a 0.063 take that Victor just passed.
Well, yeah, okay. So Victor had enough chances with the race and contact to be able to take that. But he thought it through and decided not to, so maybe he's going to err on the side of caution. Neil has always been kind of a technical master, and to the point that he talks to you while you're playing him. I think if you would have hit this shot, then I would have had a .03 pass. It can get baffling after a while.
And he's pretty damn accurate with those
he knows his
estimations too.
Now Victor here knows that if he stays back, it's going to be good for Neil to make the 5 point, whether or not Victor's got a blot there. So he might as well take advantage of his board and provoke contact. So that's a world-class play right there. And Neil makes a world-class shake, and Victor. But double ones would have primed Victor on the ace point anyway.
Right.
All right, so.
Here we go. Neil going to push the
routine,
envelope again.
Yep. Victor passes before Neil even sets it down, which is better than having the guy grab the cube out of your hand before it hits the board. Jonas Ewald would have probably taken that one, but he's lucky. All right. Well, they're getting comfy. They were playing a little bit slower a minute ago. Now they got up to speed. Victor will be looking for an opportunity to send one over and test Neil's will.
Yeah, Neil's getting some
Neil,
nice rolls early on.
He rolled pretty good last night, apparently, also. But he was, he was worried about who his opponent was this morning because he was openly rooting to roll nothing but jokers. He wants to listen to this broadcast and hear me say, another joker by Neil. So he has a tremendous amount of respect for Victor. Fee-fi-fo? Who rolled that? Neil?
Yeah,
No, you can't.
I don't know. I wouldn't have been surprised if he ran, but because
He wishes he had now.
if he had gotten, I mean, Victor would have had to break his midpoint to hit him. But.
Bar point. Okay, typical prime versus prime game. Victor's got a few fly shots. That's the only 7 that doesn't hit. Dadgummit. Now Neil's thinking about it, and then he'll throw the dice. Because he doesn't want to double this. This is a 2-point, I think.
Yeah.
That's another point in your prime. Made a lot of mistakes bringing a couple of guys down many a time here when it's just the right thing to make the 2-point, and that screws up. Well, it doesn't mess up double ones too much for Victor. Uh-oh, Neil's going to play a little more. He's going to say Ray doesn't know what he's talking about. 3-4. That's a 7 that hits. That wouldn't have been there if you'd have made the 2-point, Neil.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, Victor's going to give Neil a taste of his own cube. Or is he too good?
Maybe. I don't think it's a problem with taking a roll, is it, Ray?
Yeah, I think so. I think you want to put it on him and find out what he's going to do. There you go, Victor. Listen to Uncle Ray. Look at Victor hit the clock. Neil said, I pass as soon as Victor touched the cube. These guys can't pass fast enough. Has anybody taken one yet? No. It's 3 doubles and passes. And Victor passed a small take. According to
my sources.
Yeah. Bill's sources are very reliable. 5-1. Ugh. Don't you just love that? I kind of like slotting the 5-point there just because I'm crazy. All right.
64 there.
Oh, man. I'm going to take a 10-minute break. This is going to be a boring holding game. Let me go get a cup of coffee, Billy. You can handle this. They'll slot behind, and they'll wait till the first guy rolls a big double, wins the game. Neil, you could have run. They won't be running unless they roll a big set or until they get stripped down. Victor slots 2 points. I'm not qualified to question that play, so I won't.
You know, Ray, with this being a 19-point match, it's really a stamina test too. I mean, it's you're playing a great player, a lot of intensity, a lot of brain
stress.
power being used,
a lot of stress,
and 19 points. We're looking at probably 3 hours here in all likelihood. It's a stamina test.
And these guys both got stamina in spades, but and technical expertise to match. And I don't think for them it'll be. There might be a little bit of tentativeness early in this match, but these guys know what they're doing, and they're going to be playing quickly and accurately, and I don't think it'll be a 3-hour match. It almost takes 2 anyway, but anyway, and they got, what do they got? Oh, they had 38 minutes to start.
Yeah.
All right, so what's this, a holding position? Looks like Neil's up a little bit in this. Good commentators would probably know the pip count. E5 foe. Neil's running out of time first, which usually generally indicates that he's ahead in the race. And Victor will hope to roll. Was that double 2s?
I didn't see it as it came to
We
rest.
got the glare again. Don't they have a screen that you can put over the light? Yeah, it looks like double 2s.
So Victor's counting. I think he's, what's Neil got?
Well, Victor might be able to cause him a few more problems by making the 5-point and bringing one into the 6th. Then he threatens that bar point, but he'll run into the same problem that Neil already has. which is being stripped in the outfield. So his next
Very
6
close
is forced.
race.
Well, let's see if that was the case right there. Then Neil's down 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Up 3, up 11, down 4. Anyway, it's hard to count them when they're moving them back and forth.
Black's 107. 63, 99, 109 before the roll. 101, so it's 101 and 107. Victor's 6 pips up at the moment.
So it's virtually dead heat in the race. Yeah, slot the ace, Neil, save a couple of 6s.
So Neil's up
so you can choose to run. I guess Victor will just play to the bar point here.
Giving the fly.
Yeah, Neil could hit that and get gammon. But he'll hit it if he can.
There's the fly.
Don't do it, Neil. It's a trap. It's a trap.
There's the ace.
I can't believe Neil fell for that. And daggum, Neil. Oh, Neil fires away. Ooh, here we go. Now here's a little sexy number for Victor. Neil's firing away.
This
from the roof.
From the roof is right, and with 3 blots in the outfield, this is a rich, volatile, rich position here.
Neil says, Victor, I have a bigger thing than you do.
Just chew on this one for a while.
But Victor is going to take this.
I got to think he's taken, but...
Well, there's an awful lot of numbers that it's easy to imagine the ones that enter and do whatever.
Well, he dances 25%,
yeah.
Right?
And then there's a bunch of numbers like 1, 6. That's not, well, that's okay. He's going to hit him. You don't have to like it, but you just have to take it.
You got to take it.
And then what happens if Neil fans? What
this is what I would see. This is kind of
should Victor do that?
This is kind of play that I think somebody like Neil could really bluff a lesser player. I mean, just
Yeah, and he might be talking to him.
Intimidate him, right? But you're not going to intimidate Victor.
Well, he's making him think, though.
He's making him think.
He's.
But I would be surprised if he.
Well, okay. So what's the right? Let's say that Victor takes him. He did, and if Neil fans, then what do you do?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
5, 6 from the bar.
Here we go. So
pow.
This is going to be big one way or the other, pretty quickly. Okay, Victor might have one more roll before Neil closes him out. Look out!
Ouch! That's going to leave a mark, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Neil, now he fans. Now Victor.
Dances. Now Victor's too good, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Neil's got the anchor. He can take a shake until Neil enters, and then he can always cash it. So he is too good here. But he might as well sit there and let Neil feel the full flavor of it. The petard he just got. Yeah, that was tough. Well, it was a good take by Victor. Brave take, and things didn't go well right at first.
As you expect.
Oh, now he's going to pound him and bring it right around.
That's what we all commented on. I mean, it was so volatile. Neil had 5 blots. Well, I mean, 1 in the air and 4 blots.
Look, Victor refuses to leave the double 4s joker, which I would have carelessly gone ahead and left to bring 4 builders. Now Victor's, see, that's because Victor has access to cube, and he can always cash this game. But he's still going to pound away. You're going to leave double 4s now? No, double 4s doesn't hit. All right. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Well, he's forced to now. All right. Here comes Neil. I don't call him the Neil later for nothing. Uh-oh.
Well,
5
yeah.
builders for that? 4 builders.
Yeah,
Still too good.
still too good. But if Victor doesn't make it, Neil can make that ace point. Then we got some play.
I think then that Victor was happy to redouble, and let Neil stew on it.
Well, you got it. Yeah, better than a 5 game.
Right. Well, also the 5-1 game is going to turn into the 1 game
Pretty quickly.
pretty quick.
I gotta
See,
think
Victor's too good.
you
He's
gotta
gonna,
take a roll here.
and of course, you never roll point on the guy when you only got 4 builders. 5-4. Fee 5-0. Where does that go? Or 5. All right.
Okay.
Double 5s now hits. Neil's
Double 5 hits, or
and
if he makes
Neil
the
likes
ace
to
game,
call
it's
those lucky
timing
nickles.
Won't be that bad if he makes the ace. There it is.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's a trap. Oh, he didn't send it back. He still thinks he's too good. See, Victor's so good. All of us have been happy to just send over the 4 cube, and Victor's going for the throat.
Well, we've got a pretty serious game here now. The next roll by Victor is going to be a tester.
All right.
Here we go. Moment of truth. The truth is, we wait till next roll. Okay. Second moment of truth.
Acey Deucey. Victor gets to make this play, play his favorite double, and roll again. Oh, wrong game. All right.
Okay.
Another
Look
joker
out.
by Neil.
That's what Neil said he wanted to hear, right?
Oh, there you go, Neil. I've done my job.
You know, it
Let's
was
see.
interesting after the, really, yeah, we had those 3.
No, he couldn't have. I don't think.
I
Actually,
don't think so. We had those 3-0 games, and now we've turned into a nice, exciting little
all right.
game.
What's
here.
the 4 here? Neil probably. You can always leave the ace point. If you leave there now, he might come in and hit loose, and then you could have some problems. So I'm thinking I'm just bringing this in.
I would, yeah, I'm thinking, what, 9-5?
That makes ace deuce. It's going to be a pretty bad shake for Victor. Neil chooses to leave the ace point now. All right. Well, Victor at least can be consoled in the fact that he gets to play this game out.
Well, now,
Play the roller coaster that is backgammon.
well, what's Neil do with this thing?
He could actually,
actually
slot this. It wouldn't be out of the question to slot the bar point here, but he's not doing it.
Push them both kind of simultaneously.
Did he roll double 6s?
It doesn't belong here.
Whoa, look out.
Well, somebody was opening a door over here. And we missed that dramatic moment.
Move tournament.
Now, see,
I couldn't let you do it anyway. Legal move.
well, if he had slotted it, he'd have another guy up.
You would be a nice guy to me. So. No doubt about that.
Well, this is going to be an interesting cube situation here. Is Victor too good? He doesn't think so. He's sending it over. He's going to make Neil pay to see this shot.
Pay to see this roll.
There's a ton of shots. 5s.
I pass.
5-2 would be nice.
Neil just passed it. Quick. All right.
Now that was a joker fest back and forth on that one.
Yeah, it was.
Because I slotted this. Only parlay was I throw 6-4. You give a.
Well, now, anyway, so Neil sent over, that was a message game. Neil sent over that cube with his 5-point board and tried to push Victor around a little bit. And Victor said, I'm not going to be pushed around by you, Mr. Kazaross. And then there was a flurry of jokers on both sides, and Victor came out on top.
If we can get through the preliminaries of the first few rolls here and set a pattern into this game.
2-5 from the bar. It's a dangerous place to be. All right. Another double sixes. Not so good this time, huh, Victor?
Have to take the good with the bad, huh?
Or 6 by Neil. That bar point is a dangerous spot to be at. It's the look at that.
Another
Now
dance.
Neil's going to send it over again.
Here we go.
There we go.
Now we're going.
Victor quickly passes it.
He saw enough of that.
All right.
3-all.
By the way, these guys are competing. The winner will get a handshake and $3,000.
The loser.
The winner will get an extra $3,000. The
Yes.
losers
Yeah, there you
already
go.
won $3,000 last night. That's what
And
I could have done if I'd have just won one more game.
Well, you were within about a shake of that game at 13-6. Huh?
Life is a beach, Bill. So bring your towel. 2-6 from the bar. I thought we'd never see it. Yeah. This is ugly. All right. Well, I would say that Neil's had the best of it most of the way here, but Victor has managed
Victor would
to tie the score. So
Neil would argue with that ace-6 and double-6 on those last games, but
well, he could argue, but Victor hangs in there.
and of course, like you say, the winner gets an additional 3, and the winner plays tonight. We have the other match going on adjacent to this is John O'Hagan and David Todd. Perhaps I can get somebody to run over there every now and then and see what that scorecard says, and we can update that a little bit.
All right, Neil's got double aces to play, so he'll hit with one, and then he'll find something else to do with the other 3. I sort of reject. A lot of people just run and stack a 5th checker on the midpoint here. I don't think that's right. So he stops there, and see, look at that beautiful play, duplicating 2s. Thank you, Neil. You're a wonderful player and a genius, I might add. There he goes. He fires over the cube. He says, Victor, my thing is still bigger than yours, and I'm going to send you this cube.
I'm going to prove it sooner or later. Huh?
But Victor takes it. He hasn't lost an ace-7 back game all day. And the girls are laughing at me in the background. 6-5, 3-point, 3-point, 3-point. Thank you. Thank you, Neil. Oh, look at this. Now we're going to have a struggle here. Victor is going to play some world-class defense, and Neil's going to play some world-class offense, and somebody's going to win. Look at that. Enter, hit, and make a point. Neil said what he would like to change in backgammon is that you can't play doubles from the bar. You can only play 2 of them. But Neil is such a great player that he wants to take all the luck out of the game. We bozos like it that way.
Gives us a chance sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Bill Riles remembers he was losing a match to Norm Wiggins once. Norm rolled double 1s twice in a row to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
In the Las Vegas limited jackpot final.
Yeah. I don't know what either one of you guys was doing in a limited jackpot, but have you ever won any other trophies besides that one, Bill?
Well, I did win one.
You won one, huh?
Do you have a Michigan Masters title?
I have a 2nd place. But I had to play. And I can't think of his name. Abbas Saltash. Nobody ever beat Abbas. May he rest in peace. He was my good buddy.
Okay.
All right, there's a little
Victor's,
action. Little 2-6 from the bar here, and
Stretching
Neil
out
could
here.
cover the 2 point. 1-3. Oh, he's gonna
Okay,
hit,
here we
isn't
go.
he?
He's gonna hit.
Oh, it's
Gotta
gonna.
hit.
This
Gotta
could
hit.
get bloody, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hard hat on, Victor. Easy doozy. 2. Oh man, Neil has both 5 points, but he doesn't have the cube.
Yeah, that's what I thought he might do.
So it looks to me like early on in this match, Neil against world-class opposition, he's going to be comfortable with having the best position and take his chances with that. So he sent over a couple of cubes where he had clearly a better position, and he got Victor to pass one of them, but Victor's showing world-class resolve, and he's taken the last 2, and now we're going to have some nice complicated games here. But Neil started this game out with both 5 points, and Victor passed a couple of times, and Neil challenged him to overcome his positional advantage, and Victor's in the process of trying to do that very thing. That didn't cover, but it hits.
But it hits.
These guys are going to be pounding away.
2 up.
Oh yeah, but which 2? He could hit loose off the 2 point. That would be the Pasco would have hit loose 3-2, I think there, for the back game potential. 2-5 from Neil.
Yeah.
And they both. Well, Neil actually has more checkers back now. Double 5s. Victor's going to get to change over to a holding game here. He moves to the bar, and then he'll, I guess, take control of the outfield, because the other 5s just play like hell, so he might as well. He's going to minimize blots, it looks like. Could come out to the 11 point, but that's an awful lot of blots all over the place when Neil has a better board. Oh, he could hit loose off the ace. You don't have anything else to do. I can recirculate that guy because he can't do much on the bar point, but he didn't do it, so it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. What's Neil's plan here, Bill?
I don't know. Does he tidy it up and just let Victor play to him? He could take Victor's mid, or bar point, I mean. Take Victor's bar and let Victor play to him. Neil's got the 3 point board against 2 point board.
Right, and he wouldn't mind if Victor broke his bar point to hit, but he decided to pick that blot up. I guess
6-4.
probably both of these guys are well aware of the race implications here. Neil has 5 guys back and Victor has 2, so he can slowly extricate, and he'll try to hold down the volatility and let the cube be his ally. That's a 3 what for?
I can't tell.
Is this Neil's roll?
Yeah, Victor just played the 6-4, so that's Neil's.
3 something. Double 3s, okay. See, when the dice gets in the shadow, then he can.
Yeah, when his arm went over it, you could see it. Yeah.
The other option would be to make the 2 point, but
Hey.
Victor's got a spare on the 8, so he'd be glad to hit from there. This is solid. So since Neil doubled, there's been a lot of hitting back and forth, but Neil's still in a pretty fairly comfortable position because he owns both 5 points. He can sort of naturally bring builders around and build that. Of course, he'd like to make the 4, and Victor would like to get out. And his biggest asset in the whole position is that he owns the cube.
And Neil's got that 5th back guy back, which gives him some timing to play with. He can run with it, it gets recirculated. It's no big deal.
He can't run with it here, so I guess the only play here is run out off the 5-point, unless he wants to just go ahead and slot up the board. But it's pretty routine to go out into the outfield. And if Victor wanted to hit, I mean, if he could hit that, he would have to leave 2 blots in the outfield. So 4-1 isn't a particularly great number for either one of these top pros, but now we'll see how Victor handles it. I'm thinking, no, wow, I can't believe that. I'm going to have to say that must be the right play because Victor did it, but
A bit surprising.
now he's got 4 checkers on the 3-point, which represents about 30% of his whole army. I guess Victor's going to hit. All right. All right, that's routine. Victor's trying to avoid getting hit, and Neil is patiently waiting to hit him. And now Neil can go to work slotting that. Oh, this is nice. It comes out to the bar and slots the 4-point, right? How does he know?
Okay, here's what you do with this one, Ray.
I think that he's just going to hit and
make
cover.
the ace point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's trying to use that cube, and leave the least amount of shots so he doesn't get hit, and then roll double 5s or 6s and can take a commanding lead in the race. There's a lot of shots there. Yeah. I don't know what the other option is. You're going to make the 2-point, but he would leave.
Really good option at all, doesn't he?
That would duplicate 1s.
Yeah, but then he
And
leaves
it
the
would
2
take
blots.
away 2-6 from the bar for the rest of the game. That's a significant improvement.
Well, he's.
That's the sort of play I kind of like, actually, is making the 2-point. You don't want to make the ace. But anyway, it's less blot, so that's Victor chose. And Neil says, I can hit that. Victor, double aces. I guess he's got to push 3 up, right?
That's what I would think.
He'd like to slot the 2 points so he could cover it, but then he'd have to leave a blot somewhere, so he's avoiding blots. He wants to, at some point,
bring that one.
Be able to use that cube efficiently. Now, Neil's leaving shots fearlessly because Victor's board has been attacked by moths. And Neil will gradually, I guess he's just going to bring this in. There we go.
Okay.
Challenges Victor to bring this home. What is this? Neil's got 40.
Slot to 4, or no, it doesn't slot to 4. It goes all the way to the 3. Jeez.
So, we can get a window into super expert play here, and the idea for Victor apparently is don't be leaving any shots. And Neil is waiting for any shots to materialize. I think Victor's going to come off with at least 1 off the bar point here.
Well, yeah, and probably bury.
No, I think he's going to he should bring both guys off and risk getting hit with the fly shots. He'll get a shot back. If he wants to minimize shots, he could go 3-2 now, further compromising his position. But we have to notice that Neil is totally stripped on the outside, so he's going to be forced to do something. So Victor's sticking with his plan of minimizing the number of shots and blots. Neil will, if he makes that, he could make the 5 and go 18-17. Now that, he would leave 3 blots and a quadruple shot. But that could be the best play. Now, intermediates typically here will go 5-1 or something. Neil holds a 5 point. He figures out the 3 blots. Ray play didn't work last night, so it's probably not going to work today. Double 2s. Oh, man, I think Victor wants to move up to the 9 point there. I don't know what he's...
What's he do with the
Oh,
other two?
no, I guess, well, 1, 2. I guess he's going to put a spare on the 11 point and leave a 7 and 9 shot.
Yeah.
But we can see that Victor's been very careful about leaving shots. And when he's left shots, have been the minimum number of shots and the least number of blots. So he's very concerned about getting hit.
Stick your head out there and see what the score is on the O'Hagan David Tide match back there. Hmm? 3-0.
All right, so if Victor continues on, he'll leave a few more shots with 7s and 9s than where he's at now, which is 9s and 11s. I guess the other thing about Victor's position, he's kind of waiting. Neil, whenever he rolls a 6, is going to be forced to leave a blot, so he doesn't want to get hit when Neil rolls that 6. He can all right, that's what we thought. Now it comes down to, can Neil hit a fly shot? No, 6-2, and this is bad. So Neil's going to clear the 8 point. Maybe, well, I don't know. He could come in.
I think he's got it clear the 8 and just.
Well, he could have also slotted the ace and risked a direct shot, but
he got enough checkers. He's got a little better timing to make Neil break one of those back points and hopefully pick up a shot.
Right. Well, the other thing about this Neil's position was it would have actually helped him to get another checker hit, so he would have something to move without having to leave blots with this thing. So, leaving a shot, not so bad. Now he'll probably just minimize shots here. Challenge Victor. He could give him 1s and 4s, right?
1s and 4s.
Or 6s, 1s, and 3s.
6s and 3s. I think I'd rather hold a 5 and just give him the 1s and the 4s.
Right. It also challenges Victor to, play safely at his turn. I mean, if he hits, he'll hit. But like I said, it's not going to be a bad thing for Neil to have a rover. It's, a guy on the bar. That'd sort of double his chances on these fly shots and whatnot. There we go.
Okay.
2-6. It's not so easy to hit. Look at they're comfortably right into the 3 point without any thought whatsoever. So Victor's still not leaving shots. 4-3 for Neil.
4 in and the 3 up. Huh?
I think maybe he's supposed to slot the ace point. Stay back. Neil wants contact, and he wants a bigger thing, so slot another point. All right, he's going to come up. That makes it actually easier on Victor, I think. Now he hits and passes and covers. 1-4.
1-4, I think.
I believe that's what it is.
And you'll notice, Ray, and it's a long match, but look at the clock. Victor's burning a lot more time than Neil is. We'll see if that becomes important later in this match.
Well, both of these guys are highly experienced, but Neil might have 3 times as much experience as Victor. And there's only one guy on the planet who has more match experience than Neil, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Am I looking at him?
You could be. Which way are you looking? 3-1. Oh. Well, I don't think Victor's sending it over yet, but he was happy to see that.
He's not happy to see that.
No. And Neil wasn't so unhappy to see it. He doesn't really. Again, that third checker can help him in a lot of cases here.
Victor's just struggled this game with rolls that don't allow him to do much, and consequently, you see those.
But what?
Three
Look,
tall points in his home board.
And he could put another guy on that 3-point and leave no shots. But then, how would he bring that home?
Yeah. What happens next is right.
So, but there's the 2. The only thing left is to pop the 6 right to the old. He doesn't want to get hit with 3 blots, but Neil does have a blot on the 6-point, which he had to give up. So, to fly shot or not?
There it is.
All right. Neil's thinking about his numbers. 2-3.
2-3.
Slot the ace point.
Yeah, now.
Like Uncle Ray said
Gotta
before.
slot it this time.
Make your thing bigger, Neil. There you go.
Okay. Man, Victor finally gets something and make the 2-point.
Why does everybody notice the pointing numbers first? All of those of you who are afraid to get hit may.
The others aren't obvious, though.
And 6-2.
What's in it? What's in this cup you're drinking, right?
Well, look at those 2 blots, juicy blots Neil has in his board. Victor wants to get those. There you go. You can come around and play brave.
Target-rich environment here.
Uh-oh, Neil's thinking lucky nickels, lucky nickels, lucky nickels.
Whoa.
5-2. All right, Neil. Oh, this is when we're going to see.
Victor's got to try to clean up 3 of them here.
Yeah, but he might put a $4 bet that he can do it. And Neil's going to have to pay to see a version that hits. See, so Neil has 60 pips on there, and Victor has 31 pips in the outfield. So he's up 29
And he's ahead in the home board, too. So
29 minus 6 is 23, plus 18 is, something like 41, I think Jonah told me once. Oh, Victor's just going to roll on. Might want to test him there. Look at this. See, this is a market loser. He makes the bar point, Neil misses, and the game's over.
Yeah.
So that would have been an interesting time to send over a 4 cube. And then also would have been, you have to gather information when you're playing people you don't know. Oh, he's not even going to leave the 7 shot. But he'll give him the cube next time, see?
Yeah,
and so he doesn't even run the risk of the 7 shot.
He's going to make Neil pay to see that.
All right. This is world class right here. It's even better than I play. What? Oh, yeah, don't do that. That's what I would do, Victor. No, you got to do the right thing. Oh, Victor, this is beautiful. Make the 10-point, come in there, then give Neil the cube, and he'll pass it so fast it doesn't hit the board. Unless you want to gammon him, then just make the bar point and let him hit you. What? But see, this was Victor used that cube the whole time, and we watched him carefully avoiding shots to get to something like this where he can send over the cube later. And he's just thinking about it because he's got 22 minutes. Neil has a 9-minute advantage on the clock. But we know what's happening now. Oh, Victor's prime gets Neil. But watch that cube.
Yeah, Victor made that decision before when he made the play.
Look, Neil let it hit the board. He's got to think about it. Whoa, what's the race? Oh, he's way down in the race. And there's not 100%. If you got a shot 100% of the time and you always hit it, then you would have a take. But he doesn't get a shot 100% of the time.
This is the second time.
And he can lose.
The second time he's got his own cube shoved back at him, so he's not too excited about this.
No, he's going to pass this because he can hit and lose. Yeah. If he gets a shot, hits it, Neil and Victor rolls a 6, he's got nothing. So he's going to use some of the 9-minute clock advantage while deciding to pass this. All right. One of our locals says the XG determines this as a double, redouble, and a pass. Confirming your expert commentator's opinions. Like Bill said, it's a pass. Neil's thinking. I think all the world-class guys like Neil hate 4 cubes because that means their 2 cube went bad.
That's exactly what I meant earlier.
Dang,
And he's already had to turn. He's already
I know
had
I
to
can
turn one
hit
down.
this. I'm gonna get a shot and hit it. I can win this game. I think Neil's gonna wait to 30 minutes and
About 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Yeah, about that, and then he'll say, "Pass it, Neil." Some of this could be,
Gamesmanship?
yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship to say, you know, I don't like giving up points, and I like to fight for them.
Not with this.
If you look at Victor's cup of coffee, it's getting pretty low. Maybe Neil's
You
trying
see
to
his
run him out of
deciding-
coffee.
You saw his deciding factor just by his
This plays
action there. He's tapping that void 6-point.
Yeah.
If I hit him,
He's in position.
I
Yeah,
don't
can't
have him
win.
anyway.
Right.
I like this better.
So that you could see Neil tap that 6-point. And
I
that-
didn't think I had a take.
I hope he didn't hear me and use that to his
Count it out.
advantage. All right, so
Here the adjacent
I
table
don't
to
quite- I
that,
don't quite
the
hit
other
you on that
semifinals being played. And I
away,
was
but
told
there's
a
later.
couple minutes ago that O'Hagan is leading Todd
All
3-0.
Diffused by when
So,
I hit you, you probably.
yeah, those games are going to go by 4 at a time
Maybe a little less, even if you win 20% of the time.
as
when I hit
David
you,
plays
you
back
don't
games.
quite
Okay, so here we are. It's now 5-3. Victor's got an 6-7 minute disadvantage on time, and most of the match has been played with Neil owning
have- I mean, if you get
positional
20,
advantages, but Victor has gotten more points.
okay, no auto this game.
What do you think's more important, Bill?
Well, the short-term analysis would seem to indicate,
I like it like that too. It's better.
yeah.
Oh, you like points. Apparently, the spectators in attendance prefer points to positional advantages. Neil fans with a 2-6 from the bar. I mean, a 2-2. 2 sixes.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Neil, you're going to the roof.
Put 2 up and
That's
a
it.
bunch of builders.
All right, now Victor has 12 men in the zone, and Neil has 2 guys on the roof. That's not a very good position.
Cash it or send it on or play on. Hey, he's just gonna
He's
cash it.
gonna cash. All right.
That was
I would have been tempted to roll on, but again, you know, I'm eligible to comment on these matches while other guys have to play.
eligible to play.
You want to remember when you're Victor refuses to let Neil play his 6-4. That's unsportsmanlike conduct, Victor. Let him play. Okay,
Okay.
that was old school play by Neil. You play the other guy's number.
Very nice.
All
when
right.
it's not. Usually make something useful.
Yeah, what you want to remember is that those who can do, and those who can't color
Commentate.
commentate. 5-1. Neil, great. Neil, we got a positional advantage again. But to be honest, Neil could have done a little better with his strong positions. He didn't roll crushing numbers. Victor survived, and Took advantage. You got a 6 left?
Yeah.
Yeah, normally
You don't want to give up that
XG
spare on
just
the mid.
pumps them into the outfield. Yeah, that we learned that from Mitchie's book. Keep a third guy on the midpoint. I don't think he told us why, but he just says, I like to do that. So sort of routine to pump it out into the outfield. Also, if you bring the 6 down to the bar point, then Victor can simply nullify those builders by rolling a 4 and making the 5 point. Puts all those guys in the unemployment line. So you just pop into the outfield, and that's all there is. There you go, Neil. You get a prize. 3-1. Well, Victor can make the 5 point, but which one? Bill, which 5
I'm
points
taking
you
his.
make?
I'm taking my own if I'm him.
Really? I'm leaning the other way.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm ahead in the match. I want to make a defensive 5 point, and I don't care if I get hit. And wouldn't it be great if I didn't get hit?
Yeah.
Excellent. So make a defensive play, and now you're like a basketball player. He's got his knees bent and his hands up. He's ready to go whichever
Either
way the
way.
ball goes.
There you go. And
Oh, Victor's smarter than he looks. Way to go, Victor. Neil hits, but it's not. Victor's poised to just play. 6-3, a nice lead. He can build his board at his leisure, waiting for the inevitable shots. Look at that. That's how you build it. If you can't make it, slot it. 6-5. It's kind of a sexy time to break the other point and leave a couple of blots, but Neil didn't want to even consider that. So now Victor can make both points.
I think to break
If that's
that
a
back,
4,
though, he had to leave 3 blots somewhere, though, wouldn't he?
yeah, he
6.
did, but there were 2 blots
Yeah, there were
in the
2
middle,
over there,
and
but
he would have to break his anchor to hit. So
Yeah.
that's why you have to consider that kind of stuff. You don't have to do it. Look at Victor, fearlessly leaving the shots. Neil fires 5-4. He gets to use some of those builders. All right.
He's on table 3.
The infamous Jeb Horton has joined us. He doesn't want the cops to know where he's at. Okay, Neil's using those builders. Pretty soon he's going to have a positional advantage. Ooh, Victor's got to come in, or does he? Yep.
Yeah, he's
He
got to
does.
come in. What else is he going to do?
Well, if he could come out, that would be less. Neil's hits here. He sometimes points on him. 4-2.
4-2.
Oh, Neil can't go to the ace point without hitting. But he might try it.
And 6-4.
Oh, look
Okay.
at that. There he goes. 6-4 now.
6-4 now.
Neil, he sends it over. I think Victor will let this one go. If you notice that Victor's all stripped.
Victor's
Anyway,
enjoying
he's on the
taking
bar.
those 2 cubes and sending them back to Neil, though.
Yeah, but he had to let that one go.
Yeah.
Just didn't go so good. Victor got his shot, but he missed it. So, you know. Say what it is. I look for Neil's 7-minute advantage to take its toll somewhere along the way in this match. But Victor, not one of those guys that gets nervous when the thing is up. What's the other 2 4s here? Oh, Neil steps up. Some people might have played for more points when they're down. But Neil didn't think about that very long, and he's a technical expert at all this stuff. Ooh. He gets to think about it, but I think he's going to take a shake, right? If he hits, that's no complete advantage, so he's just got to wait. Double 3s. That's it, Neely. Now you got a positional advantage.
Okay.
Neil once again has a positional advantage. An advanced anchor. Victor decides to live to fight another day. All right. Neil has made up some ground.
Where's the where? Okay.
Double
now we- there we
twos. He's coming up again. You know, when you're behind, I think you want to play a little bit more offensively, but Neil's taking an advanced anchor, and we saw Victor take that last time. This will be a hit and bring down. Yep. All right. And Victor fails to hit back, so Neil could end up with a positional advantage again. I don't think he's got enough yet here for a cube. He'll have a nice solid advantage if he makes the 5-point, but he might not. And even if he does, Victor could prime him, counter prime him on the other side. There we go. 4, 5. Neil maintained his access to the cube. And decided to await developments. I guess Victor brings that to the 5. Yeah, okay. Neil again has a positional advantage. He's got a little slightly advanced anchor, a little better prime. Again, his thing is slightly larger than Victor's. He can bring down builders at his leisure. And he's behind in the match a little bit, which he should be leaning a little more towards sending over a cube. I'm not saying that means that this is one necessarily, but he's given it some thought. He decides not to. Oh, it's interesting. He didn't leave the fly shot there. He left a third guy in the midpoint. I might have come down myself. Now it looks like it got better for Neil. He wrote a low number.
He's got the positional. Here he comes.
And there it goes.
And
He sent it over.
Victor's fairly advanced. He doesn't have much flexibility right now.
And that's a thing that old Malcolm Davis told me about one time. A guy thinks for a little while on a roll, and then he gets a little bit better. You can sometimes provoke a pass. But we're way beyond that level of play here. Victor, is he going to run? Or is he just going to come down and play patient?
Off
He's
to the
running.
races.
Yep. 3. Oh, ouch. That's really going to leave a mark. Should Neil make the 5 prime or the 4-point
each have a
board?
mark now. Huh?
I think
I don't know.
I would
think
make the
I
bar
like
point.
I like the 5 prime.
Yeah. And then Victor, pretty soon, because he's got a stripped outfield, he'll be leaving shots someplace.
Yeah.
Neil would like to win a gammon, but he can win one with the 5 prime or the bigger board. There he goes.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
And then he can run or attack as the dice dictate. 2-4 for
And then
Victor.
there's that
He'll be
first
going
of
6
many
to
awkward
2.
numbers for
Right.
Victor coming up here.
Ooh, Neil could go into blitz mode. I don't know if that's right. Probably not with the 3-point board. The other is to step out and play the ace 5 to 4, I think. That gives Victor a lot of attacking chances, but you're going to have to run at some point. So there's the 5. Oh, he's going all the way.
All the
Now
way. I would have played 5-4, I think, just to have the extra. What do you think?
that's what I thought.
That's another thing too. Yeah, and facilitate getting out. Okay.
All right.
Threes.
Can't see. Is it
threes,
double
I
threes?
think, Yeah. Thing is, here Victor just kind of needs to be a little careful and just keep it to,
Yep.
gammon save mode here. I think with the
Yeah, and he'll try to catch Neil when he's coming around. Although this is not a very good shake for Neil.
Not a shake here. You're gonna slot it though, huh?
Yeah, that would duplicate Victor's twos.
6-3-5-4.
Right. All right. Challenge Victor to get up to the front. There's a two.
There it is. Neil gets the shot back and an extra blot out there.
Yep. I think that's better than the other 5. Comes down to the
You
dice,
reckon?
and Neil
Whoa, there it is.
pounds him with a 3-4. Does he hit twice? Negative. He's going to rely on his big
There
board.
we go. These guys didn't get here by rolling bad.
All right. Now this is the same position John O'Hagan beat me last night in about 3 shakes. He was out. You don't want to make the 1 point. You should come out with a 6 and come in with a 1, because you know why? 6s don't grow on trees. All right, there we go. Victor plays
Now,
flawless
if Neil
backgammon.
dances, what happens here, right?
I don't know,
he did
3-6
not dance,
from the
so we don't
bar.
have to worry about it.
Neil goes to a safe place, but if Victor gets a 6, he's got the cube and
Uh-oh. All the way.
all right. Now watch out, it could get bloody. Do you have insurance on that checker on the 3-point, Victor? Yes, it works.
He's going to have to hit him.
Yeah, it's 3-1. He's gonna.
3 in the outfield now.
Yep. There we go.
Not pretty, but he
Victor
had
won't
no
have any problem
no
with
choice.
this. Ace 5. Ugh.
Now that's curtains now.
Well, it looks like curtains, but you just don't cover all that often, and Neil didn't. So 4-3 comes right in.
Well, he'd have been more than willing to. Obviously, he covers with a 2. He'd have been more than willing to cover with a 5, and he rolls a 4-3. So.
Right. So it's just going to come to the 6-point. Call it a day. Thank you very much. Hope now close your eyes and wish for everything but a 2. Oh, what a great shake for Neil. This is
Tough one for Victor.
Victor duplicates the
Gets
3s.
hit. We're looking at
Neil needs
G
to cover.
potential big time here. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's the punishment for duplication of 3s, sir. Now, Neil.
Drop it in front.
No, how about if you just switch points and pound him into the pavement? You can go after him later.
I don't like to give him the joker.
What's a joker? A
What,
joker
you pound
is
him with
an
a
ace.
shift,
Yeah,
rolls
maybe.
a double 4.
Well, double 4s you're going to lose. Well, yeah, but it's not going to feel so good against an ace here. So what, he's got 2 3s left?
2
So he
3s
could
left.
switch. He could hit loose, and he's going
there
to
you
keep
go.
his positional advantage.
Keep my prime. There's the ace.
See, Neil's going to dance with the girl he brought. He's going to stay with his positional advantage. Now, if he had switched points, Victor would be out in the bar with 2, but if a frog had wings, he'd never bump his butt.
Oh.
All right. 4-3. Look at that. Neil's going, look at my nice position, Victor. Victor's going, look at my nice anchor. Then you're not going to gammon me from Neil.
There's 2 of them.
Fee 5 foe. No, you don't do the trap play when the guy's got a 5-point board. And once it crunches down a little bit more.
Well, Victor's been pretty lucky so far in rolling small. He hadn't crunched that badly.
You know why I like cookies, Bill?
Why is that?
Because they're crunchy. Look at
Okay,
Victor. See?
he's ready.
He's already killed his 5.
This is a place where Ray screwed up last night.
Neil goes for the trap play. Way to go, Neil. And Victor gets an immediate 6.
Although not the one he wanted.
Uh-oh. Neil thought it was going to be ring. No, 5 in and 3 out. Okay.
There goes.
Oh, what kind of
Neil's
cookie is that?
Neighborhood.
That was crunchy. Okay. 5-3. Now,
Neil will take a little of that action. Oh. Best plans.
it wouldn't be so bad to take 4 off and play 6-5 here, but that's not going to be what he does. It's going to be 4 off and 4-3, I think.
He's going to play 2 off at 6. So he's still even on the back, too.
Yeah, you can do that. All right. I'll take that suggestion. But it's nice getting checkers off. And you put a spare on the 3. But that,
He's not going to give him. Well,
oh, look at this.
There.
God, he is so smart, this
Ray's
guy.
a smart guy.
And he got hit.
Too.
The other plays would not have gotten hit. But Neil's not afraid of getting hit because he can sometimes win, despite Victor's powerful 2-point board. All right. 3-2. I just got a text message. Let's see. My roommate might be here. Negative. Six 5, that misses.
Yep.
So Victor will come close and he'll stay back for the other shot. Neil hopes he rolls double 2s, and he fails.
Bring it up all the way.
4. I would have covered.
Reduces shots,
I would have covered. Those who can do, those who can't commentate. Neil minimize shots. Victor, terrible dilemma. What's he going to do? Leave fly shots? I'd be tempted to leave fly shots because Neil has a blot on the ace. Otherwise, he'd just be picking this thing up and trying to ensure that he doesn't lose a gammon. How many does Neil have off? He's got 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 checkers off. So if Victor could hit that checker, that would be his chance to actually win the game. But he's decided
to gammon save and let it go.
Yeah, he's going to be careful about getting gammon. And he could, he could win this race anyway. If he rolls boxes right here, and game's over. 6-5. I'd hit. Would you, Bill?
I'd. They wouldn't let me not.
Oh my God! Might be a re-whip. Victor's got 3 less crossovers than. He's got. He's got 15 crossovers, and Neil now has 1, 2, 3, and 12 is 15. I think this is a redouble and path.
Here it comes.
Can't bring game.
Neil's getting tired of seeing his own cubes come back at him.
He's had powerful positions, and Victor has squeezed equity out of him like an orange.
Should have switched. You take 1, I get to here, and you take 2.
This is a pass because, Neil could get hit with an ace. I don't know if Victor would do it. He'd hit it with an ace that was safe, and that would increase the number of crossovers he has. He can just bear off checkers.
Well, and then
otherwise, and Neil's
got some inefficiency with that 4 and 5 blot too. With
when he comes around, Neil will miss with a 5 or a 4. And right now, Victor has 15 crossovers, and Neil has 15 crossovers, but Victor's on shake. And he's got short crossover. He can't miss, but Neil can, so Neil has to let this go.
But yeah, this is interesting because this is where some discipline comes into play too. This is the 3rd one of his own cubes he's having to turn down coming back at him. That gets old, but I think Neil's disciplined enough, he'll let it go. Some people, they start steaming a little bit, they get frustrated, and they take the 3rd one of their own cubes coming back at them.
I do not.
Well, you're the disciplined old pro.
Anyway, yeah, Neil's pretty tight, but also Neil is a disciplined old pro, and he don't mind taking them back and flipping 4 cubes at you. One of the things about Neil's 4 cubes when he's giving them out there is they spin. Because he puts them out there with authority. So It's interesting. He'll let this go, and I'm going to have to take a momentary break.
What's the?
Somebody else in here.
Just to see what the score was. Okay, we got breaks all around here. I just saw John O'Hagan walk by. Their own break. Neil drops his cube, and they're going to take a break. So we got breaks all the way around here. So we'll be back shortly. I'm going to take a break here. Hey. Turn this damn thing off.
Go get a red cup. Just water. What's the score over there? 8-5. It's a long 6-4.
You want something? Oh, no, thank you. I'm fine. I'm running for Butch. So.
Running your promise?
Get. You want me to fill your water bottle up?
No, I'm good, thank you. Question about Davis. Anything about managers? We haven't seen him in a long time, so I'm curious.
I know that he's still. I mean, he makes it up to his Dallas club, to the Dallas club tournament with
Okay.
IHOP.
Okay.
I think there's on like Mondays or something.
Or traveling.
He's not able to go far, but he thinks that if he could be here, he'd be here. I was surprised Howard's here. In Las Vegas, he said he traveled. I know he wanted. He always.
Chicago's on.
He's never missed a San Antonio tournament.
Right.
But there are reasons why Paul just couldn't do it.
There are guys out there chopping down another tree for dinner.
Merry Christmas. You guys are. If I didn't have gray hair before this started, those first two, or not the first. I missed the first game, but the two after that were like.
It was close to a record. I got one game at home that's got 7-7.
How many did the second?
I don't know. I don't.
It's nice.
But you're able to keep up.
I used to.
He doesn't always have to see that. He appreciates when you say something, but you don't have to. He can tell by the move because he can usually see the dice. They're awesome. But he was a popcorn.
Well, and that's not just him, it's a lot of people. You're like, right, well, she's better now. But I mean, people are offering to give her drives.
No, you haven't broke the record.
In number of moves, you haven't broken a record yet?
No. I got one at home that's got like
About
7.
different things.
Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me?
I didn't, but
You didn't?
Good to have you back.
PR?
I can't tell from here.
What's that?
Tara
right?
can, but I can't.
Tara, could you write across the screen how many people are watching
with all
us?
those back games you play.
And PR.
When you see Neil's back from his break, he's waiting on Victor.
See how
The oth-
nice Neil was? He set up Victor's checkers.
The other match is also on break, and there John O'Hagan's leading David Todd 6-4. So another good close match, it would appear.
I talked to John during the break, and he surprised me when he said that there was recently a back game in their match.
And I doubt that he played it.
You know, he told me that David was hitting a lot of checkers loose, and John had to do the same, and so he ended up playing the back game.
Oh, really? Okay. So David drew John into his game, in effect. You know, and that's interesting. And we saw it yesterday in the Tobias David Todd match. You know, David plays very fast. I never am sure Marcy says Tobias. I say Tobias sometimes, but I hear him say Tobias. But nonetheless, You know, David come back from 11-1 deficit and beat Tobias, but at the end of the match, and it was a 17-point match, so they started with 34 minutes. At the end of the match, David had like 28 minutes, and Tobias had 7 seconds. You know, so it was it's kind of interesting in how David influences a game with his style of play sometimes.
You will see.
Yeah, he really does. And I would have been interested to see that. 'Cause I have a tremendous amount of respect for Tobias' game.
Okay, here we go, big guy.
All right. Neil's got a positional advantage. He should be doubling and trying to bring one home. Neil's feeling a little snake bit, but he is going to hang in there and he's going to play tough. And he might.
So is he going to go for that?
He might be able to
2-point
bring
this time?
home one of these positional advantages when they go well. You end up winning gammon, so Neil could, win one of those and go up 9-8 and shock Victor a little bit. But
well, you know, it's still a close competitive match, despite the fact that some things have gone against Neil with eating his own cubes coming back at him every time.
Note that Victor's stripped on the 8-point, and Neil chose that time to split. Oh, what a great roll for Victor. I think he should probably make the 5-point, then go to work, but he could choose to make the 4-point and hold the 3 anchor. Neil's got 2 guys behind his anchor, so it's not such a priority to make the advanced anchor. He can work on offense and defense. The more I think about it, I like to make the 4-point here. And let's just assume that whatever Victor does will be the right play with the last 2 twos.
Now, again, we talked about it a little bit earlier. In 19-point match, they both started with 38 minutes. We're not quite halfway through the match on a score basis, and Victor's at about half his time. So we keep our eye on those clocks as the match progresses here.
Yeah, I don't have anything better to do than watch somebody else's clock at this point.
Well, I'm just asking you to do a wee bit of multitasking here, Ray,
Okay. I don't get paid enough for multitasking.
Had a request to announce your name for those who are watching.
Okay. Apparently, some of those listening to us, Ray, don't know who's speaking here. So this is Bill Riles.
And some other dude.
One of our giants of backgammon, number 2 all-time in the ABT, Ray Fogerlin, is offering us his expertise on this match. So
I can expertly see that one of the dice is a 4. I think the other one's a 5, but I'm not sure. Can't really tell.
You are right.
Once again, I've nailed it. Victor. Now, if Neil had stepped out, Victor wouldn't have been able to hit twice. But he didn't, so it didn't happen. All right. 2-3 from the bar. In and smack. Until somebody flubs. The first one who fans is at a disadvantage.
5-3.
Victor says, I don't like fans. I'm thinking he's coming to the 6-point. All right, he did. 4-3. That's a 3 that doesn't hit. Yep. And Victor could send this over. He's thinking about it. Because Neil has 4 men back and Victor has 1, so that means at least a 60 pip edge inside.
Both 3-point boards, although Victor's is a stronger positional board.
So Victor's up in the vicinity of 30-some pips, and he sends it over. Got potential to make the 5-point. Now we get to see if Neil wants to fight one out. He's got the 2 anchor. He's down 3 pips he's down 8-5 in the match. He passed. Okay. I would have been tempted to take that one. The deuce anchor is going to provoke shots. Victor had all the advantages, but Neil wasn't dead yet. Anyway, but who am I? This guy was the number 1 all-time in the American Backgammon Tour, Neil Kazaross. 3-2. Actually, I don't think this is the right idea. Neil's supposed to bring down 2 builders. He wants prime versus prime. He's offering up a target. And this is the sort of thing that yields, if it works, gives Neil a holding position. I don't think splitting was right there. I thought bringing 2 down was the way to go. Basically, when you're behind, you get a 3-4 or a 3-2. You want to bring a couple of builders down if you have the first play because you want prime versus prime and blitz type positions, which lead to more gammons. If you're ahead 9-5, then you want to split that opening 3-2, 4-3, and try for a holding position where there's less volatility. All right, Neil will hit and probably slot Victor's 5-point. Could also alternatively come down with a 4, which is a more offensive play. So now Neil, having split, it's gone for a more offensive strategy. 2-1.
Hit. Yeah.
Interesting. He could have come in on the 2 and hit with the ace, but that would have left more blots, and he chose the less blotty version. Neil's bar point appears to be a dangerous spot to be. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. And once again, a ship that went there got sunk. 1-6. Oh my goodness.
Back and forth in the Bermuda Triangle here.
It's an awful place to be. Look, 5-6. Now Neil can choose to hit it, but he'd have to give up his midpoint and leave 3 guys on the ace. Probably better to just come out off the 24-point and brace for the storm that's going to come. Oh, hey, would everybody like to say hello to Carter Matting? I think he won a tournament once. Didn't you, Carter?
I did. The largest one in the world.
The largest tournament in the world, and you won it?
I know.
Oh, that's...
380 players.
Was that cool?
It was super cool. You should try it sometime. I mean, I know you like
quantity versus quality.
I know you like your 32 player brackets.
What brings you to Chicago, Carter?
My parole officer.
Well, we got a lot of contemplation going on here, Ray.
Yeah, okay. Who's playing that?
Victor's clock is running, so I assume he's thinking about it.
Man, you're like a murder detective, man. Homicide. You see all the clues. So Victor's thinking about this. 1 up, another set, 2, 3. I don't know about that at all. I would rather make the 9-point and slot the 2-point. He's going to slot 3 points. Oh my God.
Will Neil take the bait?
Yep. Victor got a nibble. 3-6 from the bar. That's why you slotted the 3-point. You slot a point, and then you make it. Ooh, Neil's got an ace-5. Back game, 6-5. That's going to come for... I think Carter would like to stack this on the 6-point.
I would like to hit. Stop lying.
Carter likes to hit. All right. Yeah. Got the... Yeah.
Run from the ace.
I think I like Carter's play. Come across and down to the 11-point and hit loose off the 3. Damn the torpedoes. Neil's thinking about it. Ooh. That's a soft play. He's thinking about running.
These double 5s are going to hurt.
Yeah, that hurt bad.
They're each holding a couple of scars already, Carter, that you missed early on.
There have been some rolls that left marks. No, Neil, no, don't do it.
That should leave a mark.
Oh, Marcy just barfed on my shoulder. Can I have a towel? Okay, so
Kind
Neil
of,
poised and ready to slot his 4 and 5 point with 6 checkers on the 6 point. But see, that's because Victor's position's so awkward. Oh, look at that. Neil, he rolls double twos. Cool. 4 point. And I believe you just make the 11 point here. Victor's going to have a terrible time breaking down the midpoint and the bar point and getting this guy out from the back. Because Victor also, we'll notice, has 5 checkers stacked. So, in general, having a lot of checkers stacked on the 6 point sucketh. Look at Neil.
You know, it's interesting, Ray, just to fill the audience in a little bit. We're set up in a little foyer area here away from the playing room.
What
and,
did you do? Oh, he slotted the 2?
Yeah, we have a number of people watching in here, so you'll see there's not that many watching at the table itself, which is probably good for the players from a distraction standpoint, but we have a pretty good audience in here watching on a big screen TV and being entertained by Mr. Fogerland's commentary.
Hey, look, Neil's got both 5 points and access to the cube. He may have one too many things.
Well, and he's been there 3 times already this match, and he's got
another powerful
got to turn down a 4 cube 3 times. You know.
I hate having to eat my cubes.
Yeah. Victor said, Neil, may the 4s be with you.
And also,
Neil said, may I have some salt with my salad? 6-3. Look at Neil. He's building a big thing.
I don't know, maybe you hit and cover.
I would have gave up the 5 point. Oh, Neil, he's not thinking.
Not much timing or flexibility on either side.
He's going to run out with 1. Now, look. Okay, check out Victor's points. They're stripped. They're stripped. 6-3. Victor does the stack and leave the minimum number of shots play, which we've seen all through the match and has been working like a charm.
Amazing how many times he's.
Neil may do the Flunkosaurus. No, what is it? A 1-4?
1-4, I think.
All right.
I thought it was a 1 when it went by.
He's got to come up to the 5 point, or he could go to the ace. I don't know.
Well, Victor's got to play, and he's stripped.
He's playing like an all-time ABT champ. Victor's gonna not leave shots. Neil's gonna play contact.
Play something with the.
Oh, 6-2 makes the bar, right? Then Victor's gonna have to bring those guys on the bar point past the midpoint, the bar point, and the 5 point to get home. But Neil will be stripped after he makes that. So 2 could also just be stepping out.
I think it's stepping out and make
There
Victor play.
Oh, you. 2-6 for Neil. I think he'll. Ooh, there's 2 blots.
Yeah.
No, I think just slot maybe. What are we gonna do?
Well, he's
here?
got the 2 blots back there,
He's
so
got
maybe
2
it is a
blots
slot.
on his board. But he doesn't have a cover, so I don't know that slotting is going to be all that effective for a while. So Neil buttons up. He has, this whole match, Neil has not lost a 5, 12, 13 back game yet.
Run off your anchor?
Which anchor?
His,
the bar point? That's the only one he could do. Oh, God.
I think you do.
What else are you going to do? You're going to kill checkers and wait until you get forced off there? Well, actually...
I think I get the 6 and 7s.
Victor's been very careful about leaving shots. The other thing is that if Victor makes the 2 point, then Neil will have to come to him and leave shots. But he leaves the shot like you recommended. Neil hits it.
There it is.
Neil hopes that
Victor
rolls his 7. And he goes, God, dang it. And he's got both 5 points and access to the cube. Oops, he doesn't have access to the cube anymore. He sends it out there. Look at these guys. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you can see the two contestants, and they're serious. Serious-looking individuals. And Victor's got 16 minutes.
Yeah, getting okay.
And he's got
Racer
10
getting to
more
look at that
points to
clock.
make. So he's... And Neil has 21 minutes.
See, Victor's getting spoiled. He's been able to take Neil's cubes and send 3 of them back to him. He doesn't want to break the streak, but...
Right, and he's way ahead in the race here. He's way ahead in the race. Even if Neil was to make the 3-point, which he's a big dog to do, Victor could come in and do this. I think I think I would have taken that one. But I mean, you can't get quite enough of giving Neil 4 cubes. All right, it's 6-9. Victor thought discretion was a better part of valor. Neil 6-4. He's making that play. That leads to more gammons. And Victor says, gammon this. Neil says, okay, I will.
4 points, not
4 point, 4
not
point,
nearly as
4
attractive.
Point.
With
Yes, it is, because he's...
What 6-4 do you like to play?
Well, I don't know. If you're going to give the other guy boxes, I don't know what I would do. I don't like any of them.
Okay.
I like making the 4 point here because Victor is not going to hit and want to leave 2 blots when Neil's got a 3-point board. Victor could also bring one down and slot the 4 point, but why slot it if you
Neil
can just
needs
make
it sooner or later, so he may as well make it now.
All right, we're in agreement. Oh, it's Neil's, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement that Neil would blunder if he doesn't make his 4 point. He's not afraid to leave a shot. You know, Victor's been hitting a lot of them. Neil didn't get down 9-6 by Victor rolling bad. There's the 2. He's got the 2 played, so he's thinking about the other 4. Oh, this can't be right, is it? Oh, he's down in the race and he provokes contact over there. Neil
Victor's
says,
4-2.
I'll just make my 4 point. Now Neil needs a 4 or he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Uh-oh. Now that's not it. He should have brought the 5 down. Why is he leaving 5 guys stacked on the midpoint? Yeah, well,
Double point.
He's going to be on the roof. When you are down and feeling low, there's only one place to go. Up on the roof. Me too. Neil, I'd like to give you this fan. The main reason for making the 2 point is that the most fabled number in backgammon is 2-6 from the bar. Victor has another idea. 2-4 from the bar. Oh. Huh? Yeah. Victor is killing him in the race. He's got attacking chances. He could run the... I guess he wishes he made the 2 point, but he didn't. So now what's he going to do? Is this a double? Is it a take? What would Neil do if you sent? It's a good idea to predict what your opponent would do if you sent the cue. If you're not sure, you can just send them and find out. Now we'll find out what Neil does. I don't think anybody would be liking this position very much from Neil's side, but at some point you have to draw a line in the sand. He's down in the race. He's going to get hit loose. He's got a weak board, though. He's just got the 2 and 6 points and the blot on the 4. Yeah, he could hit and cover, maybe. I don't know. But if he fans, he's just going to Gammon City. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to think this over and he's going to take it. He doesn't have to like it. And you might have to take it.
That's a lot of luggage, Daryl. For somebody who lives in Chicago.
Oh,
So,
like he's bringing
well,
groceries
Neil let
with
it
him.
go.
Neil let it go?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
And one thing I've noticed here is that Neil hasn't been able to intimidate Victor with the cube, but Victor has been able
Perhaps
to push
intimidate
Neil's
Neil.
buttons a little bit by throwing over cubes. I don't know that was a take. Maybe we got a text message from somebody who's got XG out there.
Well, I'm feeling it buzzing here. Let's see.
Oh,
Huge take. 221.
huge take.
221.
Uncle Ray. How'd you get that one?
Thank you, Mate.
Okay, yeah. At some point, you have to draw a line in the sand and say I'm not going to take it anymore, or in this case, I'm going to take it. But okay, so that was a big take, and Victor pushed Neil off of it. Now, also, Victor probably knows that was a take and has gained some confidence, a measure of confidence by getting a pass. So I would have made the 4-point there, but Victor chose the less blots play again.
Okay, Ray. Which
Who's
ones
this?
does he take?
Double threes. Is this Neil?
Victor.
Oh. Let's see. So I think you just come out and leave a 3-shot and go 8-5.
Mate. Yeah.
What do you think, Carter?
What
Carter's here with us.
Double threes for
Victor
Victor.
White has a double threes to play. I say come out and leave a 3-shot and go to the 5-point. Simplify. Oh, he's pointing on him.
I'm going to pass this over to Carter for a few guest minutes if you'd
Ooh.
like.
A microphone? Why, I never.
Have you ever spoken in front of folks before, Carter?
Once or twice. Oh. Right, you know, the crowds, the adulation.
Make sure, introduce yourself like they
Oh,
don't know you,
right.
I mean,
If you can't recognize my voice or my giggle, this is Carter Madig, sitting betwixt Ray and Bill Riles. And now we're
Boy,
ooh,
Victor
nice
didn't
games.
run, and he might be regretting it, but he's going to build a prime on his side, except unless he rolls 5-4.
Yee.
And then, in which case, he's not going to build nothing, honey.
He's giving 9s and 10s.
All right. Neil will be glad to accommodate him with a 9.
Oh, nice and care.
Wonderful anchormanship by Neil.
A little blockage.
Yeah, Victor's going to block and leave a fly shot, apparently.
Yeah, it's
Although
only
he didn't
3-5.
like my play before. I know. Oh, again,
What?
no shots. Man, Victor just plays to not get hit. Maybe I should try that.
Because the double 4s.
That will hit. And it will leave a small mark. I think when you hit and come down, or
What
Neil
about-
has to hit to take advantage of it.
Come down and switch.
I don't think anybody in this division is going to be switching points.
Watch this.
It'll be.
Is he going to give the Super Joker double
he's
ace?
yeah, he is going to risk double aces.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
It will. And there may be some swelling.
If it lasts for more than 6 hours, consult your doctor. Right. All right, double 4s.
He'll be taking pills for that, but they won't be blue ones.
All right.
By the way, this is a beautiful Chicago Open board that they're playing on.
Yeah, thanks to Gammon guys.
Yes.
Gammon
I'd
stuff.
like to
Go
say.
gammon stuff. It's the gammon stuff?
Yeah, it's an FDA.
Ah, there's too many gammon acronyms.
I'd
Too many
like to
gammon
say
companies.
thanks to Gammon stuff.
Go gammon stuff.
Okay, Neil. Now, no, don't. Oh, he may be. He's gonna avoid the. But you'll notice if he does this and hits, then 2-6 from the bar becomes a good shake. I think you got to hit him loose and risk the double aces. But anyway, well, he's got 3. So what's he gonna do with the last one?
He's not hitting if he's gonna do this.
Yeah.
What? Do you not see your board advantage?
Does your husband play, Neil? Okay, here we go.
All right,
All right.
there's a lot of shot leaving numbers. There's 1, but it's not direct.
Neil said, this guy never leaves me a shot, so I'm going to try that. All right.
Oh, you can't scoot up, so I guess you go what?
He could scoot up. It might not be
6s, 3s,
advised.
and 2s.
Advisable. Uh-oh. 5 and 6. Oh.
There's a shot zone? No, it doesn't have to be a shot, but yuck, that looks...
Well, he's going to leave one next time. I guess it's right to come in 5. All right.
Victor wants a 6 out. Line away, pay the don'ts. 1, 5, or 6.
Yep, he certainly wants that. 1-1.
Well, you may as well scoot up with the 1.
Negative. He should stay back.
Why?
Because then if Neil makes the 2 point, it's much better for him to be back on the ace. If he makes the ace point, the 2 point's still open.
Look where his 4s play now, Ray.
Whose 4s?
Exactly.
63. All right.
Duck, duck. Bam!
Now what's he going to do with the 4?
I think you got to hit twice.
Victor's been very careful about leaving.
Yeah, but if you hit twice, even if he rolls the 4, you got a chance. If you hit once and he rolls the 4, 2.
Let's see. The score, the cube's in the middle. The score is 10-6. Victor's leading. Probably sort of wants to avoid volatility, but it doesn't mean he's not going to get hit if he doesn't do that.
This is it.
All right.
Maybe too good if he fans. This feels too goodish.
2s, 4s, 1s, 5s, and 6s are all good numbers for Victor.
Yeah, that seems too goodish.
That's the world champion. It's not too good.
Who there's a world champion? Who there's a world champion? Bing. I like they put it
Look
on
at
4.
That's insulting. Putting the cube on 4, Victor. That was a psychological ploy.
Yeah, it's funny. We're watching. Since we're watching, we can also see the live shot of their faces. Usually, Neil banters his opponents, especially when they're weaker ones, getting them to doubt their plays, things like that. And they just are being very silent, just moving the checkers. Not a lot of interaction.
Well, I have to say I didn't like the way Neil played that last game.
Yeah,
but
the
he
double
made it
fours.
1 round further than I did in this event. Okay, Neil. Now what? Is it a double wacky?
Yes, it is.
Or is it a hit and stop?
Well, you're not making the bar. That's not enough. So.
Is he? He's thinking about making the bar.
Ugh. That's not.
Neil's a little shell shocked. He said every time I leave a shot, Victor hits it, so I'm not leaving any more shots.
Okay. I may have scooted up and been pointed on.
And Neil could be thinking about sending over the cube here. He had a shot and all that, but he
this 5-2 is pretty bad for Victor too.
Might be a shot remaining here.
Yeah. So Neil probably will send it this time, because he can either hit that or he can bring down builders and take dead aim. And he's not throwing the cube.
Whoa. All right, Mate, was that a cube? Because this 4-3 feels like one. All right. Is that a 5-4 now? 5-3. Ooh. And the hit. And dance
now I don't
2-3.
think this is a double. 2-6 from the bar. From the bar?
From the bar? Patent penting. Oh man, all those fours.
I guess
are
they're
so
going
good
too
everywhere.
fast to check this out. Well, Neil should be looking for something. I mean, he's down 11-6. You got to be looking for stuff. And,
All right, so 4-2. He's making his 5 and safing.
No,
correct?
hit. Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking Neil hit on that.
Baffle pucks, you get confused.
Right. Who's shooting?
Yeah.
All right. So I think that checker just goes around. Yep. 6-4 pointing. Oh, pointy head. Oh, pointy.
Oh, no, that's going to ruin all of Neil's 2-6s from the bar.
Oh, it's an 8 though, Ray.
Yeah.
You should be proud.
A quasi 2-6.
All right. You got to hit.
I don't know. Victor's been careful, but he's doing it.
How do you know?
He's going to try and make both 5 points. Neil's done that all match. And look what it's done for him.
Oh, fan.
Oh, now Victor's. Now, see, Victor knows that Neil will pass a take, so he might be sending this over, but he didn't. He needed a 3. Wow, Victor's rolling pretty good today. Yeah, not missing anything. He's got to go now.
Yeah.
Now's the time to get off the anchor.
Yeah, the 3s are duplicated as the re-hit. The 2, But yeah, I like leaving the anchor here.
Unless you want to come down and then send over the cube next time.
That gives a little too much, I think, with the 1-6-3-4 and then 3-1 as return hits.
He's just planning on winning the game with the cube next time. 3 what?
3-5, I think. Oh, 3-2. Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know. Since he came in,
Send me, darling, you. Send me. Yeah, it's probably not a cube yet. Now.
But he's got his anchor, so he's glad about that, and he gets to keep, he's been playing the low volatility versions. So 1-4 and challenge him to roll a 6, cover it.
He can pick and pass.
Yeah, he could, but I don't think that's the idea. I think if he makes it and comes down and he forces Neil to roll a 6, he's okay if he does, and if he doesn't, he's dead. So this, you're going to take a while to win the game. Now, see, he's going to leave.
Could get hit twice.
Yeah.
Right, with a more than one number.
Of course, Neil rolled his
6.
3 and a 6, which would have beat either play.
Right. Not unless you went 4-3.
2-6 from the bar?
That never happens. All right, now what's the race? Feels like Neil has a bit of a lead. But I think this is fightable.
Neil's going to send it. The score.
I like the take. He's not dropping.
Well, let's see. Victor's got 63 pips back there. They're both even on the midpoint. Neil's got 42 or 3 out there, so that's 20 pip lead.
Yep. Ta-da. Ooh, however.
Uh-oh.
Well, now he's 40.
Neil says, I'll teach you to take my cubes, Victor. No, Neil, you got a point on the 2-point, don't you?
There will be no blitzing, I guess.
Okay. All of us who have been knocked out of the tournament would have comfortably made the 2-point there.
Amongst other numbers.
All right. Neil says, I can always make the 2-point. No problema. 1-6 from the bar. Oh, this could get bloody, Carter.
It's not going to.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
And it's Victor's blood that has been spilled. But he'd be fine. He'd be okay. He's all right there.
I was going to say, let's see those double 3s.
Who you rooting for in this match, Carter? Let's go. You can't come to the commenting table. Openly root for one competitor. Fee-fi-fo. Victor comes right in on time.
Is it worth making the ace?
Yeah, it's okay. That was when your most shot equity is.
Neil does not want to face another one of his own cubes here.
Oh, and
So he's glad to see a 3 because now he's.
All right.
What kind of cookie was that? I don't know, but it was crunchy.
Oh, speaking of crunchy numbers, there are a couple
There you
really
go.
fun ones.
He's not gonna crunch nothing. There we go.
Watch
Neil.
this.
Oh, Neil rolled
He went to
left-handed.
the. Yeah, he went
Oh,
to the.
that's
He went
not
to the
allowed
left.
in
He
the
went to
open
the
division.
left. He went to the left.
Victor
right.
saves the 2 pips he could have used inside to make the board. Oh, Neil, he's still visions of sugar plums. Even though it's highly unlikely he was going to give himself every chance to win a game. And then we might hear him start talking. Look at this.
Pact with Satan still in effect. Come in, come in, come in. Don't waste. Don't waste. Aye.
Neil might be much more talkative after this game.
You will be chatty. I bet. Okay, so let's bet. Okay, so first he's going to gesture to Leslie. Then he's going to...
Look at this. This looked like no G, and it's like almost hopeless for Victor to save it.
Yeah, so then double fours.
Yeah.
4s, 5s, and 6s get off. And by the way, if you see 4 or 5s or 6s, you're going to see Neil look like he just swapped. Oh, double 2s does not.
All right.
Yikes.
10 to 11. All right.
Neil's been waiting for that one.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, I guess we should look at this.
We haven't been getting much chat. I don't know what to do.
What? No one's chatting? Aw, Jonah's there. Be back in 10.
Those were early on, though. That's been up there.
Oh, so this is the current?
Yeah, we're not listening to Jonah
We just
anyway.
haven't gotten much.
There's no traction?
All right, so Neil gets a unlikely gammon, but he played for it, so
Right.
I'm going to have to say he deserved it. Neil
Has not gotten his... it's baffling the way he works that box. A
Crack.
1.
Crack.
A 2, 3. Another ducky. You're the one.
All right. AC Doocy. Oh,
Okay, now we're mixing
the
it up.
aggressive version. Yeah, look at without even hesitating.
Oh,
He all knows how to play this type of game, you know?
Yeah, he's pretty good. 5, 6. The blitz failed, so he's going back to the Anchorville. Double 5s for Victor. I just make the 3-point and call it a day. All right. And the next double 5s, you leave town. All right, Carter's multitasking. He's taking care
Sorry.
of all of his text messages while he's commenting on this
right.
semifinal of the Chicago Open High Roller Jackpot.
And who's what does anyone know the David Todd score against O'Hagan?
Yeah, Bill's gonna know it here pretty soon.
Hey, what's up, Jeff? How are you? All right, so sorry, I will be back. Okay.
Hagen's up 10-7.
O'Hagan's up 10-7 against David Todd on the other side of this. Chances are David's got 3 checkers in the air and 3 points made in his opponent's board.
2-6. I guess Victor's gonna hit loose off the 5-point. Got to fight for the 5-point. He's got one of them. He wants both of them.
Right.
All
you really
right.
want the 5.
There you go. Neil might roll a 2-6 from the bar, which not be
4-2?
would not be fortuitous if he rolled a 2-6.
Oh,
Look at that.
cover everything?
Cover both.
He could.
Yeah, I think you do. Because you want to do a little slappy blitzy stuff if he doesn't roll a 2.
Okay. I don't think Neil's into slappy blitzy stuff. But
He's about to taste it.
bam! He's gonna get a little taste.
A taste a little something, something.
Quack. Quack. Paul McGreal just walked up.
Wabam. Wabam. And then give yourself a 7 to cover.
Yeah, you could do it. You could switch points. One thing you have to do is leave your back guys alone. All right.
And if Neil Fan's here with both.
Then it could get interesting. Yo.
I feel like this is a cube.
Now, if you notice the way Neil hit the clock, you might.
Yeah. He was not happy after.
If you weren't sure about cubing, you could use your opponent's body language to give you the right idea.
Right. When they get retchy.
Plus, Neil's been passing stuff
Right.
in this match. And he hasn't, on the other side of that coin, he hasn't been able to push Victor around with the cube. Although Victor did pass a take in game 1.
Was it as bad as the pass that Neil made that game? 06? 06 versus a .2?
Neil duplicates 2s, and Victor says, that's easy, I'll just roll a 2.
Yep.
Okay.
High Anquare. Oh, Fan. That's not a good time.
Ouch. Well,
I think it's a
that
little
was a
early.
good thing for Victor, but it's not anything that's going to provoke a cube out of him.
No points, no nothing.
All right.
Ting. Hits back.
Another dangerous spot on the board appears to be the 11 point. Yep.
It's definitely a bad place to hang.
It's not not exactly the Bermuda Triangle or anything, but we have gotten hit there 4 consecutive turns. Neil with his 3rd straight 5-6. No.
Nope.
2-6
From the
bar.
You really need to patent it so you get copyright it so you get a royalty on these.
Okay, now Neil's got a 6.
Yeah, then we'd have to pay Ray every time somebody said 2-6 from the bar. That'd be hard. 2-6 from the what?
Floor.
Right. All right.
Yeah, early on with those 6-3 that Victor passed.
Right. All right, 2-6. Make the 4-point? I like making the 4-point and doing garbage with the other.
Hey, put your checkers where you want them. Make the 4-point and start the 5-point. But he ran one. Okay.
Yeesh.
Neil says, "I'm gonna have the 5-point." These guys like the 5-point for some reason. Neil's down 12-10. He wants to be a little trigger happy, but he hasn't been able to push Victor around, and so he's a little reluctant. And also, Victor's been stuffing 4 cubes down Neil's gullet. Neil apparently not liking that very much. 43. That makes his 5-point, right?
Yeah.
All right. The cube will be. This is gonna have to
Not
be
coming
a good
anytime
shake.
soon.
Oh, that was a good shake. Otherwise, it was
Think
getting
it's
ready to
slot
fly.
to 4? Yeah.
I would have just come up. What's he gonna do with that back guy? Bar
Hold
point.
him hostage.
Or no, 3-point and 9, 10,
Bar point.
10 point.
Bar point. Is that 3-1?
The 3-3 or 3-1?
It's 3-3.
See those
4-point should
those
have been
guys
made.
on the 6-point should be on the 3-point right now, and the 10-point block 6s. So
no, it's not.
It'd be a
It's
curtain
on
in
the.
there.
It's on this. It's on the.
they need a
dice in the light.
screen over the
Yeah.
over the board that softens the light somehow. Neil's thinking about sending over a cube with a positional advantage, but it hasn't been working for him today.
That's a lot of real estate. He's going to have to move those checkers on the 20.
Yeah, but if he just makes the 9-point, it's pretty much game over. He's kind of conduct himself any way he wants.
That seems
but
like
I'm-
crazy talk. Well, it's no joker. That's no joker.
I don't know. It says the time he uses it. Well, no, he did that, so now he'll maybe send over the cube. I guess if he makes it and he got a take, then there was no reason to give it to him anyway. But he's going to give it now, and that cube, that checker being out of play, not so good for Victor.
Nope.
Anyway, if Neil gets a pass here, he's going to wish that he had doubled last turn, I suppose. But if he gets a take, then it was crazy to think about giving the cube last turn if he gets a take this turn.
I think he can take this. I mean, he's got nothing. He's got nobody connecting those checkers on the 20. So I think Victor, if he just rolls a simple 2, Neil does.
How much time does he burn on something like this when
it's reasonable.
he's going to get?
Because
this is a big pass. Just you got to let this go. Victor's got the position from hell, stripped on the 8-point. He's got 3 guys now behind the 5 prime. Neil can run off the anchor with impunity. They just.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Boo.
He burned it. The clock didn't stop.
Right. A minute and a half.
I'll tell him.
Well, they'll. They got it right.
Yeah, it stopped.
Okay.
Victor noticed this. But 30 seconds plus 15, they didn't notice he burned 45 right there.
Oh, okay. All right, 11 to 12. Well, Neil's hanging around. He's fighting through adversity because Victor. Neil's had the best positions, but Victor's had the best dice. And
do you know what that's like, Ray?
having the best dice. No. Did you
it just
explain
sits
it
there.
to me?
It just sits there.
Sit back and wait. Ray, like we talked earlier, though, we're over 2 hours now. So.
Oh, are we? Okay. Well, they took a 20-minute break.
It's going to be a trying match for them.
Well, neither of these guys can really afford to play for these stakes, so the $6,000 is very important to both of them. Because Neil only has a small 12,000 square foot home. And
I don't know.
big
I haven't
Victor's
seen
house
him
is.
driving the Lamborghini as much as his F-150 truck.
Oh, you mean his used car that costs $250,000?
Remind me to tell you the Bill Davis story of the Lamborghini when we're off mic. It was pricey.
It's not a Lamborghini. It's or maybe it is.
Lamborghini.
Yeah, and it was $250,000. It was a used car.
All right, if they're gonna take a minute, I can tell this story.
2-4, yeah, tell it.
So Bill Davis, David Wells, and I were in Indianapolis, and Neil had driven his Lamborghini down, and they had roped it off, and all these kids came by, and they're like
Spitting on it.
No, they were all lusting after it, and like, oh, what a cool car! Oh, can I drive it? Oh, and Bill Davis went down to the kids and he goes, hey, kids, if you work real hard and save up all your money, you probably couldn't afford the tires on this car. Like, literally, you could see the goth makeup forming on their face as he said that. David Wells turned like, who does that? What kind of ridiculousness is that?
Doesn't even sound like Bill Davis.
It sounds exactly like Bill Davis.
Victor just ended this
yes.
game. Victor ended this game with double fours.
It was a pretty messed up. Oh.
I think he just comes out and he makes the 2-point and then he doubles. Even if Neil rolls an ace, he
what
could
about
double
come all the way
next
around?
Come all the way around.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Why? Because you get control on the 5-point. You're giving an ace shot anyway.
Because the 2-point is a 5 prime in front of Neil, and even if he hits, he probably has the pass.
Do you want to make the 5-point or the 2-point? I want to make
Come all the way around.
The game's over. It doesn't make any difference. You don't have to make the 5
The game's over if you come all the way around too. But moreover. Moreover, Ray, you're wrong.
I would make the 2-point. Let's see what Victor does. Victor, you cast the deciding vote.
I would come all the way
This
around.
quiz.
Victor's burning a lot of time.
Yeah, but he'll be okay. If there's a cube already involved, so Hey. Well, we know. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ray. Oh boy, I really hope I had that. I hope my 2-point right now instead of my Cinco.
He could double them out. Why didn't he double them out there?
He already has the cube, Ray.
Okay.
See, it's
Already
hard.
doubled. Okay.
It's hard when the commentator doesn't know.
Well, some jerk was telling a stupid story.
Oh.
That distracted me.
Hey, some jerk got his 5-point. Quite unlike Ray.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that the cube was still in the middle, so.
That 2-point
I
would have
have an
been so
excuse.
awesome, Ray. You're right. That 2 would look beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. He's going to want to make it now. Oh.
Yeah.
Watch him see. He'll probably slot it.
That seems
because
not
he
right.
wants it so bad.
Right. Well done. I don't think you slot here.
You could roll it.
Why not?
Come in with a 1.
Because counter priming sucks a lot.
Can't do it.
Oh.
Well, he does it.
I'm sorry.
Get one back on it.
Yeah, can't imagine what goes wrong here.
Anything but don't counter prime me, please. Anything but that. Don't hit me and cover the 3-point. No, Neil, don't do it to me.
Well, there's the 4. That seems easy enough.
Now, if your opponent doesn't hit when he can, then it's not near as dangerous as you thought.
This is true.
Ah. Okay. Neil's thinking about it, though. I'll hit him. He'll roll an ace and a 5.
Right.
And I'll
That's
get
the
him.
sequence you need.
Okay, so now if you were Victor here, would you want to get hit or not?
12-8.
Okay. 12-8. John O'Hagan is leading David Todd in the other match.
Would you want to be hit or would you want to be left alone? If you're Victor.
If I'm Victor, I don't know. Am I fanning next roll? If I'm fanning next roll, hell yeah, take your shot.
But you don't know. You don't have the crystal balls. I mean, ball.
All right, so he will wait.
So, it was right to slot because the other guy might choose.
Hey, I
not
bet
to
he
hit
gets
you.
to make his 2-point now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
That'd be a great thing. Wow.
And clear.
Oh no,
and
not
clear,
the trap.
clear,
leg.
clear,
Don't
clear.
do it. Don't do it, Victor.
Yeah. You don't want to give shots against that 5-point board.
They're in the shot.
No, but
Next roll.
next roll. Like a 6-5, some awkwardy.
Now, Neil's decision.
Should he choose to accept it?
Yeah, he might leave.
I run like a
Yeah.
scalded dog here.
All right. A scalded dog.
And then,
Those run pretty fast.
right.
Scalded weenie dogs are really fast. Or 2. Neil's
Come on
coming
in.
in. All
Yeah.
right.
All right, so as long as Victor stays away from
6-5.
that.
If that would have been just a little bit lower.
Do you remember when Neil slimed that gammon? I wonder what Victor's thinking about right now. Pelosaurus.
Yeah.
And then,
Better get into run mode. He doesn't have to think about it. He has to go now.
right. And then something that scares. Ooh, that's scary. That's even now.
Look at that.
If he does a limp,
Neil's hoping he doesn't
Nope,
roll a 2-2,
that's it.
2-1.
that's it.
Okay.
Everything else off.
Probably. Okay.
Oh. Okay, you want to play? You want to play fantasy?
Wait, what?
Victor,
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
your clock. There you did.
Just stop.
Okay. So Neil's still got about a 6-minute advantage on the clock. It was 9 early in the match. All right, the cube's now on 4. Oh man!
Again
Boy.
with the 4s.
Wow, Victor is rolling pretty good. Neil's flailing a little bit today. This kind of move puzzles me. I just don't. I'm always stopping on the bar point. I must be missing something because Neil is.
He's run several times.
Yeah. And I think that's the worst place on the board for a checker on the 9 point.
All right, well.
Well, he's got to come around the corner. Victor will have to
Roll his
break his
boxes
anchor.
again.
Well, he'll have to break his anchor if he hits, which he may not mind doing. Well, in fact, I don't know if Victor will be close to the cube, but he's leading in the match, so he's got to slow down a little bit. He's got a
Right, and it's
powerful
5
win.
away. He doesn't mind 1 point here. However,
he's going to hit.
Yeah, you got to hit with the 6. And I guess all the way around.
Or he can come out with 2, but that gives Neil something to do with those 5 checkers stacked on the midpoint. So it could be hit and make the 9 point.
Giving 1s and 2s all over the place.
Yeah.
I think this is a little more. So look at your 2-6 from the bar here. Your 1-6, 2-6, red 6, blue 6.
It's not good anyway.
No, but
or
it's
whatever play. But anyway, okay.
It's especially not good here. Double 4s is probably pretty good as a response. Bam, bam! And then one last 4 looks down.
There we go.
And if Neil can get. Oh, whoops! Oh, actually, that's not as.
Makes the 10.
Well,
Out with 2 and slot the 5 point. Call it a day.
Well, it can make the 10 too. That's right. So you can give. Oh, you give 6s and 3s. That may be. Yeah, Ray. I think Ray's right here. With the last one. Yeah, this is fine. His aces on the other side, 4-1, 3-1, all make the 5 points, so this is a decent ace to give. 5-2.
5-2. All right. So Neil's taking the worst of it again. Victor could have counted the race, but he's not going to be sending over any mutual holding game cubes. Now, there's a pretty big lead in the race for Victor. He's up 26, 27 minus something. He's up about 20.
26 minus something. Yeah, he's definitely got a sizable lead, but he still needs to.
But I mean, this game could go on for a long time, and he's got a long time to roll a double, and at which time he loses his market. So.
Right, but
he
doesn't.
Been thinking about it.
I don't think he minds going to
but
4 away.
He can't spend a lot of time thinking about anything because he only has 7 minutes and 36 seconds on his clock. And oops, there goes the old racing lead, so he doesn't have to worry about it at all now. 4-2 just makes the 4 point.
Yeah.
All right.
Neil rates to get a shot here.
Yeah, he's got good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's liable to get a shot, but he's most likely going to miss it.
Dear Lord.
That's the problem with shots. You miss them.
All right. Well, while you're double blotted.
Yeah, it might be the time. And Victor's not a big fan of volunteering shots.
But volunteers built this country. All right. Simple. Make it. Yep.
Ace point. All right.
Gonna get interesting soon.
Really soon. All right. Ooh. Yeah, you can't now. You can't give anything now.
Yes. Next roll.
This is gonna get awkward.
Next roll is a bummer.
But the thing is, when he leaves a shot, Victor will minimize the shots, and Neil will be a big favorite to miss. I think he clears. Well,
No, he doesn't clear anything. He's.
All right.
He just sits and waits. Does a little quick prayer.
Yeah, and then he'll leave the shot when. Oh, Neil rolled left-handed.
Oh, that's a wrong play for that, Neil. You never go to the left on that.
6-4.
Here we go. Here we go.
Are you giving the 6? No.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Now Neil, this is a sexy position. What's the race? He's down 2.
Neil's not going to like the 6-5.
Up 11. Down. Up 1. Down 11.
I'm guessing.
Look out.
Oh, oh, Scooposaurus.
I think Neil's down 5 pips.
Scoop.
If he misses, yeah.
But there's a lot of more
It
shots.
depends on what he misses with. If he misses with 6'5",
Even worse.
yeah. But
That's his worst miss.
yeah.
Well, Victor's ahead in the race. There's no gammons here.
No.
Because Neil's board is closed, so he's got to take this.
Right.
He doesn't have to like it, but he's got to take it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get hit, chances are you don't get gammon. So.
Right. If Neil's ace point was open, it'd be a lot more dangerous for an extra blot.
Right. Yeah, there's no trapping the second blot. All right, Victor, you've got 653 left and counting.
Man, he's burning it.
Yeah, he probably already had the race counter, but let's see. So let's do this for Neil's down 2 in that outfield, but he gains 13, so he's up 11, up 1, down 11, down 11, down.
Yep.
There comes the
Okay,
take.
here he goes. And
that's
then
all on Neil to throw a 4.
Can't imagine what Neil wants right here.
Oh, the hard way.
Neil fails to roll a 4.
I was expecting to see the double twos now.
Well, he's not. He's going to play 13, 11, and 2 to 1 or something, or whatever safe play there is. He could just come into the 6, but that would make double 6. Well, double 6s are blocked.
Double threes. Double threes.
I don't think that was it.
Pretty yucky.
All right. Neil didn't hit his clock in between turns. All right. There he goes. 2 what?
2-1. All right.
Oh,
Reasonable.
Neil took a little chance. He wants a G. He wants another one of those ghost G's that nobody can see.
All right.
2-6 from the bar. I thought nobody'd ever get that.
I think you split that.
He made a crossover.
Yep.
That's what was
2,
going on there.
3, waste 1, knit 1, pearl 2.
Neil throws the dice in like he can't get a break.
Right. I know somebody who acts like that too.
I've never seen anybody else do that.
I believe that's called a Fogerland. Oh, how lucky you got saving the gammon I was gammoning you with. You're just so lucky.
All right, Victor hasn't given up yet, but I predict he's going too soon. Okay.
When's our 2 o'clock matches starting? Or for those who have. What time is it now? Oh.
12-11. John O'Hagan is ahead and against David Todd. These guys are taking a break.
Why is my phone adjusting?
Mutual
This
breaks
is
again.
a mutual break. That's fine. All right, we're on break.
You go walk in, let's take that off.
Well, the problem is my Huawei phone is now being screwed by the Trump administration. God damn it.
No, it was tackle. Full tackle football. Which would have been crazy enough to do his kids, but he snapped it. It sounded like a twig. Snapped it. Sort of like a foot long. It was like a hard catch. Let's grab a coffee or something. I need a coffee. Okay. Might have some leftovers.
When are you playing, big fella? Triple screen was most impressive. Most impressive. John's gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I'll take that as the answer I wasn't looking for.
You give it a go online. How many got online?
You playing in Masters? Yeah, I'll just fly in for the 300 and then.
Really?
Why should you go the whole
Good
place?
for a Friday, I think. It's Jason.
Dimitri. You're tired? You don't want to talk, Dimitri?
We'll be doing this all weekend.
Okay, we're 13-14. Neil's made it back. Victor's going to let him sweat. Yeah, I turned it off. I've been here, done this.
Okay. Well, Carter has left us. I think they're trying, some of the Masters jackpot matches start at 2, and it's close to 2 now, I guess. So
Yeah, I have to play in that.
148.
Also, everything starts a little bit slower. Well, Bill, who do you think has the momentum now? It's 13-14. Neil Victor's.
It's not really been a big momentum game. It doesn't seem to me. Our match, it seems back and forth, pretty close. But I don't know. Yeah.
Go ask Ed O'Loughlin.
Yeah, I can put it together.
I think if you can't put it together, you don't use it.
Well, I mean, I spent an hour and a half.
What?
Well, I'll get it done.
David Wynn just brought his baffle box up. Apparently, it has too many moving parts.
It's beyond my capabilities.
Okay, I'll catch up with you and
All right, we
put
got
it together. Here we go.
We got a match. Neil gets opening 6-2. Out and down.
Okay, here
Victor
we go.
hits. It's got yep.
5-1.
A lot of intermediates would have hit loose on the ace point there. Look at this. Neil, fans on a 1-point board. That may be the second time. This is going to be hard to talk over Rory, who's making announcements in the background. All right, the 4-point.
Okay.
5-4. That's a little better than 2 6s from the bar. Now Neil has an advantage, probably. But it'll be a while before he's throwing any cubes over. When Victor does that 3, he can't pick up the 2.
It's going to be, we got a close match. We're going to 19 points, so we're 5 away, 6 away. Victor's burned down to approaching 6 minutes. Time could become an issue if we get into some complicated matches.
Well, there'll be plenty of complicated games. Victor's not worried about that. He can.
Victor can play with no time, but of course
and he can play well.
It compromises a little bit.
Anyway, this is Ray Fogerlin and Bill Riles from here in Chicago. This is the semifinals of the High Roller Jackpot. Everybody paid $1,600 to enter this event. Neil's got a 5-shot. 3-1. That's not exactly what he had in mind. Ace should come in and 3 should hit. And that'll duplicate the hits and covers. Neil's, you got to fight fire with fire here. Put him on the bar.
What's what? 12.
Neil hits loose. Victor comes back. Now, Victor's got a choice. I think he should come in 2 and cover with the 3 rather than hitting. And he's got a solid 5-point board for the rest. I mean, the 5-point and a solid 3-point board for the rest of the game. Victor seems to be more willing to take his time and think through. He's decided to hit here. All right. 2-6 from the bar for Neil. That is a Brachiosaurus. So he totally missed it. Victor gained on his
exchange
calculated risk that he took by hitting. Maybe that's why he's in the semifinals and I'm in the color commentator chair. It's on. Oh, here's a Victor fires one out there. What's going on here?
Well, that's
He's got a triple shot at the guy in the bar. And he can make his 5-point to boot. He's got his back checker split. So the race, let's see.
What do you think, Ray?
Victor's up in
I
the
don't see
race.
Neil turning this down. I think, yeah, it's a great.
Well, I'm not going to
volatile
question.
cube.
I'm not going to question Victor's cube strategy, but he's got a racing lead and everything.
He drops it.
White noise.
Well,
I'm a little surprised. I don't know.
Neil seems reluctant to take some cubes, and Victor, when in doubt, he's been taking, and Victor's turned a few games around and been able to feed Neil 4 cubes that he couldn't take. So that's a difference in the match right now. Victor's a little more willing to take his chances with the dice, and Neil's been a little bit more protective. Neil's playing much better this game. All right.
Easy to play those good numbers, huh?
Yeah. I found that one of my first 2 shakes were 3-1-4-2. I'm playing quite a bit better. Now Neil, he's got 7s and 2s, and he could prime him without those numbers. So it might be time for Neil to send over a sexy one. But he hasn't been loosey-goosey in this match. So there he goes. He throws it out.
Declines.
He just tosses the dice through the baffle box. He stopped to consider cubing, but he didn't do it.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
Neil was just warming up his trigger finger, and we get double 2s on him.
Ouch. What a great shake by Victor. Now, I kind of like coming down in the outfield, but I wouldn't be surprised if Victor picked that blot up. What the heck? He's only going to get hit by a 2-6 from the bar, Bill.
Yeah, right. And this is Neil rolling, not Ray.
1-5. Another brick. Another brick for Neil. Now, I wonder if he could hit loose here. Probably is not. Okay, he didn't. Well, let's see. Victor's now 4 away. So this is the last time when he could think about spinning over an early cube. And
Got that 5
he had that potential 5 prime, but he held off. Now Neil.
Got to step up.
Yeah, I think he does. 2 up, 5 in. Nothing going on yet. Victor's just gonna try to squeeze Neil like a vice. He's got the 5 prime. It's time to start
Neil needs
activating
to
his
perform
back guys.
here, and he does not.
Oh,
Now,
he made
does
an
he anchor up or does he take the 3-point?
I don't know. He's going to decide that now. See, he's played his 3, and he takes the anchor. All right.
2-5.
All right. Now we might be in Cubeville. Let's see. Dave Kettler, backgammon Olympian, says, here it comes. He seems to think there's going to be a cube involved. Oh, Victor,
No, Victor rolls
takes
on.
a shake. And he stays back. So he'll limit the fly shots while he's bringing home his advantage. What's Neil going to do?
Now, you got to put it on the 3, huh?
I don't know. You can come in and hit.
No.
But he didn't do that. All
He
right.
wants to be able to run with his 6 and not expose himself to everything.
He ain't going to be able to run with his 6 if Victor doubles him. Although I gave a cube like this last night, and somebody told me it was a 392 blunder. Here comes Victor. He sends it over. One of the things that would boost Victor's confidence is that Neil has passed
Sit down in this if you want.
some close ones today. So what's Neil going to do here, Bill? What would you do?
What would I do? What are we? 4 away, 6 away. I got to let it go. It's just, I mean, you give up the 4. You get gammoned on this, the match is over.
Neil has pressed the button indicating he dislikes this position intensely. It's 16-13.
If we had a pulse monitor on Neil, we could probably see how much he really dislikes it.
I don't know, but if you look at it, it looks like his face is red.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both got a red face. All right, here we go. 5-2. Neil's going to hit.
Now, at some point here, we're 3-way, 6-way. Neil's going to have to maybe loosen up and push the envelope here.
Well, he can't push too many envelopes if Victor keeps rolling numbers like that. Neil left him a 4. Victor didn't roll one, but he hit and made a point in his board, and Neil compounded the problem by fanning. So right now, Neil is taking it on the chin. But there's nobody played more matches in the country than Neil, and
danced again. 6s.
He fanned. It's just a subtle trap. He's trying to get Victor to send it over so that he can bust a 4 cube off of him. Now you got to be one thing. You have to be very careful when you're ahead by almost any margin and you're 3 away, because if you send over a cube there, your opponent takes that baby. This game's not going to finish on 2. It's going to be on 4. All right, because if anything happens that goes, the sun goes behind a cloud for a second, you're going to be eating 4 cubes. All right, Neil's going to try something different and enter.
Yeah, it had been a while.
You can't stomach going in there. He's just going to put his checkers where he wants them. Victor says,
6,
I want them too.
Uh-oh.
5. Now what's Victor going to do?
Make the point.
Well, you guys spoiled the whole fun.
2-4.
2-4 from the bar.
He's going to be lucky to get out of this without getting a natural G.
Well, see, the thing about Victor is he's too good and he's not good enough here. If he wins this game, it's likely to be a gammon, so you might as well just jam a gammon down Neil's throat and go to 18. Look at this. That's a switching play. Beautiful. Giving up the 6 point. There's not a lot of people in this room would have done that, but Victor did it instantaneously, and he'll continue the pound party right here. There's a 2. Is he going to come on to the 4? Maximum.
All out.
Oh, man. Katie, bar the door. Neil looks for 1-6. Enters both guys, and he's still in a world of hurt. Victor can't send it over, though.
Victor, he can't send it.
He can still pound him.
He's probably still too good.
I don't know about too good, but
2-4. Here we go. Lots of blots out there. Look at it. 7 blots.
There we go. Neil's kind of hoping he rolls a 6, I think, and he did. 4-2. And Victor, another
Bunch of checkers
routine.
going up. We have an abundance in the
Neil's feeling like the pig at the Hawaiian
at the
barbecue.
market.
They're stuffing the apple in his mouth right now. They're putting him on the rotisserie.
Well,
Well, Neil, I want to give you some encouragement. You have a chance here, because I lost this game to John O'Hagan 3 times last night.
It could get interesting with Neil with 5 back. 1 still in the air. 5 back now. I mean, there's a rare BG in this, which would be a match play.
Yeah. Well, they're not that rare. I mean, you win backgammons when the other guy has the ace point. Also, you win backgammons when you get hit in the bear off. But Neil's going to get a shot, but, the interest level of this match is going to depend on whether he hits it or not, and usually it don't. So it's going to be kind of boring. 5-2 down.
Okay.
Oh, look, Victor's been working on his spare distribution.
Perfect distribution.
2-1 for Neil. 6-4. All right. So I think Victor managed this game perfectly for the score. He wants to avoid taking any 4 cubes. He's got a powerful advantage. He's going to get 2 points and get to Crawford, barring some kind of disaster.
He takes it odd.
Go ahead and make it, Neil. You're not saving the gammon anyway.
No, but if you want to be damn sure to save the BG.
Yeah, well, that's. We can worry about that later.
Famous last words.
Well, if he's going to roll 2 big sets, if you ran one, you still could get backgammon. So it's like that big. Now he can run this one. There he goes.
There's the first big set.
Yep. And Neil ran one, and he could still get backgammon, so it really doesn't make that much difference. But he can go out with another one now. All right. Neil's going.
Here we go. Key roll.
Can I have a shot, please?
There's a shot.
And Victor says, but of course.
You might think about hitting this, Neil. And he does.
Was that any good? Oh, finally, we might have a little bit of interest factor in this match. Now, Neil gets to think about sending over some cubes. If he wasn't facing such a tough opponent, a lot of people would hate the idea that they might come in with a 2 and a 1, or a 1 and a something else that eventually leads to more blots. But even if Victor leaves blots, he's going to have a take.
Yeah, with what, 9 off?
Uh-huh. Even if he, let's see, 1-5. Who
Slide the
rolled
back
that?
of it.
That's got to be Neil.
Yeah, slide the
Yeah,
back.
slots the back.
There's the 2-1.
Sure is. There's that. Now, Neil could think about doing it, but he knows Victor's being taking, so he's not going to give him an opportunity to win that. He can send it now.
Yeah, it's going now. Yeah.
So these guys are pretty formidable. Victor played that the best way you could possibly play it, with a 3-point lead, and went for the throat. Neil got the shot and hit it, and he didn't get excited and throw the cube over when he got the second shot. He waited until he hit it and then cashed his point then. So these guys know what they're doing. 6-5. Double fives.
Nichols.
There's Neil. Here's your ticket to the roof. Neil fires 2-3 from the bar.
2-3.
I think he's got to come down. Yep. You don't want that 6
Got to give
check.
himself something to work with there.
Right. Victor just make the 8-point. Neil will try to make an innerboard point. And
tilt.
Wow.
Tilt.
That was awful. Awful shape by Neil.
I can go to the 8 and the 4. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess so. Get the 5th checker out the midpoint. 4 and 4 on the midpoint. 8-point is better than 5 and 3.
Yeah.
All right, Neil. You did the best with what you could. Neil got a lemon and he made some lemonade. All right, what's going to happen here? 4-1. All right, Neil survived that, maybe. There's a hit. Victor's putting Neil on the bar and giving him a 25% chance to fan every time. The ace has got to go 4-3.
Yeah.
All right. 2-6 from the bar.
2-6.
What is Victor?
Just come out, huh?
No, spank him.
You gonna spank
absolutely, absolutely. 25% of the time he fans is much harder to cover. There he
There's
goes
one
to
of
the
your
bu-
25%.
And now he could think about doubling, although he doesn't have enough men
not gonna
down.
think
He
long
only
about
has
doubling.
7.5 men in the zone. 2 hits and 3 comes down.
Yeah.
And then Victor's going to try to do the same thing he did last game.
Natural G.
Neil's going to try and roll a 2. And if he doesn't, Victor's
2.
What's he think? He's still thinking about his 2-3. All right.
Burning them seconds, though. Fours.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Neil fires a
Dimitri.
set of fours. No.
We're going to have to put you to work this weekend sometime, you know. People like to listen to.
Double threes by Victor. That was good. He came in, made one anchor, made an advanced anchor, and covered his block. But other than that, he didn't do much. Now he's got double aces. Neil, 3-1. He makes the vital 2-point.
Not pretty, but 8-5, I guess, huh? Or 13-8. Oh, that was, I'm sorry, I was thinking it was Neil. 5-2.
This is interesting, kind of. I think Neil's going to end up with a guy in the ace point, but should he slot out there? Or
I thought so.
all right.
5-2. Victor's running out of play here. He's got.
Yeah, but he wants to make his board big before he.
Look out.
Uh-oh. Now Neil can do something. He's finally caught up in the race a little bit.
Make the ace point.
Would you? All right. These guys have been choosing the no blots play a lot. Five two. They clears him. What? I want to know. Neil's got 10 minutes, 11 minutes on his clock, and he's not even stopping to think about this. It's like a. He's got a back game, but the 5 points open. He's not gonna. He's gonna have to leave pretty soon. So finally, Neil is stopping to think about it. Do you think it's a double, Dimitri, or no?
Wow. He's way back.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I think so. Right. All right. 5-3. Oh, that clears
that
both
was
points.
nice.
What a great shake. Now Neil will be sending it for sure.
Yeah, he's
Take
got
his
to go.
impression.
Got to go.
I don't think Victor is going to have enough to take this. But we can find out what the race is. That's 32 for Neil and 62 for, so he's up 30, 43. Minus 30,
And
right?
Neil's
So it's
5
13,
away.
18, 26. Yeah, he was up 30-some 50.
16, 15.
All right.
What's that other match? O'Hagan's match.
You wouldn't be. Dimitri says he wouldn't be surprised if it's a take. Yeah, it's because he can get to 18. His take points low. Neil's playing 2 down. All right, finally.
Okay, just as a quick aside, too, at the next table over, O'Hagan's up on Todd 15-11. So they're running kind of parallel matches here.
It's hard to hold the volatility down against David Todd. 5-2. Oh, Neil hits.
Hit twice, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah,
4 away.
I guess so.
4 away.
It was mostly just because there wasn't much of anything else. Neil's glad that he didn't fan on a 1-point board again. 1-6 from the bar. Should he hit loose or slot? Okay. Dimitri seems to think we ought to hit loose. Duplicates the aces and makes it a little harder for Victor to cover. If he rolls some kind of 6 from the bar, it's just going to be a horrible number. So Neil comes out. All right. Oh, that would have been a horrible number with the other play. Yeah. That's right. Would have worked out much better if Neil had hit that, but he played a little purer.
Hello.
Well.
What are you doing here, Ray?
Victor's.
That's what I'm thinking. Make 7, unstack that 8 point, make the deuce.
Yeah, this is the only question of whether he's supposed to step out. It takes some of the steam out of Neil's point-making numbers if he does that. If he stays back, Neil, it's powerful for him to make 4 or 5 3-points. But wow! I didn't see this play. All right, there again, put him on the bar, give him a 25% chance to fan.
2 and hit.
So for most of this match, Neil has chosen to play pure, and Victor's not afraid to mix it up. And it's been working a little better for Victor. Neil's going to hit off the bar point here. Hitting off the 2 point's not too good. He wants to hit off the bar, and he wants to start it. He wants to make it. That's a thought.
Well, come out.
But that gives Victor a chance to just come out and make the bar point. Neil wants to fight for the bar point, I think.
Well, it would have given Neil a chance if he got hit to make the deuce point, fall back and make the deuce point.
Neil's thinking that it's about time Victor fanned on a 1 point board, so he's going to hit him.
That's a roll.
Yeah, that's a roll.
Make the bar, make the 4, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's an urgent thing. It's nice to make another point. What's Victor going to do? If you come up to the 4 point, then he has some places to play behind you. He might get out with a 6 here or something. But
okay, Victor, make that. Nickels.
Double. Lucky nickels. That's Neil's favorite number. Pop.
That's pop
bang.
there.
And he just makes that. I think he's just going to make the 13 point. Okay.
Just come on out with that.
Yeah, because he's not going to lift the. He wants to make the 9 point, or have the threat of making the 9 point might be enough to win the game for him. Neil's 4 away, and Victor's 3 away. Two, 4. That's a brick.
Go to the deuce point. No, he's going to go for the 4. If he gets hit, he tries to get the
It's not going to make
anchor.
any difference because Neil's going to double here, and that's going to be it, I think. Well, I don't know if he will for sure. I think I would, but yep, he didn't send it. Yeah, we.
Oh, Dimitri was watching some streaming yesterday.
Well, now Neil had a. He's going to double this time, right? I mean, he rolled a good number.
Yeah.
Oh, he's thinking he's too good, I guess. Too good? All right. Well, I think probably so. 5-2.
Victor wishes he would double him now. Huh? Fours, uh-oh.
Oh, so this is now there's a trap in here. If Victor gets a 6 before he gets an ace, it's going to be ugly for him. Neil will be able to gammon him up. That what? Well, you got the other guy. He gets a 2-6 from the bar here. And this is not good for Victor because he could be forced off that 3-point. He wants to get a spare to the 3-point so he can hold the advanced anchor. Yeah.
Like I say, he definitely
5-3
needs an ace
for
before he gets
Neely.
a 6. There's
He
the
got
ace.
ace. All right. That's good for Victor.
Now,
But he's still
all
up the creek without a paddle in this game.
just attack city for Neil.
I don't know if I'd be hitting inside there. I like that guy on the 2-point. No, it can't be too bad. Would you cover, though? I don't think you want to break your 5 prime to cover.
There you go. That's my play.
All right.
Uh-oh, look out.
Whoa, double 6s. Those 3 guys would have been out of there if
3.
Neil hadn't hit loose. Wow.
This could be interesting here. Neil's got an excellent opportunity for a G, which switches the tables a little bit where Victor was up.
I see Neil is protecting.
It could be two-way, three-way Neil now.
Neil wants to hit a checker that comes into the outfield, so he gave double coverage to himself. He just come into the 4-point here, and he'll have his double shots.
What do you think his
It's
gammon
just the
chances are here?
I don't know.
30 max, probably. Yeah.
Well, Neil should be slotting the ace point. He wants to make that 5-point board, and he's going to keep that hunter out there waiting for any 6 that Victor rolls, because then you can put him on the bar and his gammon chances zoom up there.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, that's going to make it a little problem
As Ray
for
would
Neil.
say, put a mark on it. That was not his best roll. That's
Yeah, in fact, it's the right idea. Right, and then it's a hunter for those checkers as they're coming around. So 2 of them have to go off the 7-point, and then Neil can think about his last 5. Man, I don't know about that move.
I don't know, and then G chances are all but gone now.
Yeah. I guess Victor's just going to link those guys up, isn't he? No, he's going to split his back guys? All right. Yeah. 2-6 from the bar.
When was that?
Oh. Once again, Neil's using his bigger board. Victor won this game recently, a couple games back, when he just got over and won the race.
Okay. Neil's just got to cash this.
All right. He's still too good. He's not going to win very many gammons, but he doesn't have to hardly win any because he can't lose, so he might as well just roll. And now he can send over the cue. That was funny, Dimitri said. The only way he can lose if he forgets. He probably not, he's still going for it. Niels is going for those gammons. Victor says, you ain't going to gammon me. Get out of here. Look at that. A real
Come on,
Neil
Neil.
rolls double
3
eights.
rolls minimum. You got to just
And then 2-1.
cash
Oh,
this.
man. 2-1 double fours. That's the only chance for Neil. Oop. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
We got some sickos
It's break
watching
time
this.
at 3 away, 3 away.
Uh-oh, 16 all.
3-point match.
And these guys can go discuss a hedge because neither of them can afford to play for this much money. All right.
Now, what did I tell you at the beginning of this, Ray? That it was going to be a long match and a stamina contest, and here we are at 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Well, I know my stamina is limited at this point.
Are you're not playing in faster masters? You're playing in regular masters? Or what? Uh-huh.
When they started playing this match, I was still in Michigan.
Oh, Keen Marin is typing in. It was just a sequence.
How come we're not getting anything over here?
I don't know. I like
Talk
this.
to
Let me
Tara.
read all this stuff. Because Keen usually knows what he's talking about. Hi, Keen. Oh, you can't let stuff that will happen X% of the time happen.
Yeah. Well, what do you, 3-point match, Ray? What might we see differently here?
Well, they're supposed to double a little bit earlier than normal because the idea is to get to 19 first. All right, so one of the fastest routes to 19 is to get to 18 and deny your opponent the opportunity to send over the cube. So, in a 3-point match, normally world-class players will double a little bit earlier, and you have to pass a little quicker because if you pass and go down 17 to 16, now you can send over an early cube of your own and threaten to reach the Crawford game during the next game. And anybody who reaches the Crawford game probably has an advantage of getting to 19 first because he forces the other guy to play without the cube. So those are the type of things we should be looking for, is that there'll be a little bit of an early cube and a slightly more of a tendency to pass than normal. What do you think about that, Keen? Could you write that down for us and send it? We're all sitting here waiting for your next text.
I hadn't seen. Wonder if Jonah's still around. Jonah, are you out there?
Earth to Jonah. Come in, Jonah. Why aren't you here? You're in the ABT race. Even though Fast Eddie passed you up. I guess nobody's watching anymore. They all took a break. Even the texters.
Yeah. We need to look out here and see what the score is on this other match. Such a crowd around it, I can't see.
Why does it look like Victor's standing out? There's Victor. Look at David
stepping out
Todd.
here real quick to see where
He's
we're
got
at.
some intense concentration.
The other match, excuse me. 16-14 O'Hagan.
Victor
So,
took a break
both
from his
matches are
backgammon
coming
semifinal
down
to
the
watch
wire
some
here.
backgammon. This guy's a junkie, I tell you.
Rooms are really filling up now. We've got the faster masters and I don't know what else. Limited jackpots and things like that are starting. So the room is, and it's settled down now since Rory's got most of these announced and paired up and playing. So it's kind of quieting down a little bit. But you can see.
Looks like Butch Meese is transcribing the match
Yeah,
between
I
David
saw
Todd.
he had a pad of paper there transcribing.
I'd hate to be the guy who had to enter all the moves that David
Well,
Todd
what he'll
makes.
find is almost all of these stream matches, various people around the world, Terj Peterson, Mate Faher, others, are transcribing these matches. Some of them even live transcriptions, so that they're available to you very quickly after the matches are over. So even though Butch has transcribed this, somebody will send them this match before
Well,
they.
anybody out there who watches any of my matches, I'd be giving you some money if you send them to me. Because that's labor intensive. I tried transcribing matches and it was
Well, I know Mate does
too
that.
much for me.
Roberto Litzenberger's sister-in-law does that. So there's several out there that transcribe matches for hire, if we will. And then Backgammon Studio, Terj Peterson, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he collects and archives matches from around the world. He's got like something approaching 10,000 matches right now in the archive. So there's some good resources out there.
Yeah, you want to have those guys set the line on these matches. So what do you who do you like in this match between Victor and Neil now this 3-point match? And seeing what you've seen today, Bill.
I don't know. It's interesting, and I mean I'm good friends with both of them and know them well. I've just had the feeling today, for some reason, that Victor seemed a little more comfortable over the board and in the match than Neil has. Now I don't know if that's true, but that's just kind of had the impression of that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Well, I think I'm qualified to speak on being someone being a little more high-strung. That's, I have a reputation for being that way. I think Neil stresses a little bit more than the average people, but he also has worked at it a lot more, and he is technically great on account of it. But he doesn't deal so much as well with the ebb and flow of the, emotionally that Victor does. Victor seems to be kind of steady. And here you see they're taking a break, and Victor's now he's looking at his text message, but he's over there watching a backgammon.
Yeah, he's watching.
He's not taking a break.
He's watching O'Hagan and David Todd there, and
he's just checking it out. So
got several people. Y'all can see Dimitri's there taking a picture. Dmitri Obukov's a great player, head of the BMAB. He's here to play this weekend. On the right there, you're seeing right now is a young Japanese player. His name's Hideaki Ueda. Very good young player at the Tokyo BMAB here 3 or 4 weeks ago. He played 3.0 average in their BMAB matches. So here comes Neil back into the picture. Hopefully Tara's paying attention and switches to the board.
Oh, and she's paying attention, I guarantee you.
Here we are. We're at the board. No, don't tell her that.
All right,
okay.
So we're getting ready.
Racking them up. 3-point match.
Up.
There's Dimitri. What do you think? Oh, it's 3-point match between these two guys. Dimitri, you know him well.
What do you think about what?
Who's going to
win? Is there an
win?
advantage to either one, do you think? Or?
Look at this. Instant hit of 2 checkers. Oh, okay. Now, Neil has been making a forward point and moving up the back checkers all match long. He hasn't made both points coming down. He could think about making the 5-point. He can make the 4 and the 3-point. He could make the 4 and the 11-point. There he steps up. And
I guess he doesn't like to sleep his 6-point. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Everything these guys do makes sense. Even when I don't agree with it. Ooh, he's going to hit 2, isn't he? Let's make a sexy play, Neil. Hit both checkers.
I like it.
Okay. Dimitri likes it, so that's it. That is the answer. Hit it. Hit it.
Almost as many shots now.
Hit that blot, Neil. And it's much more better if it gets missed. When this works, it's more gooder. Like that. Do you see how much more gooder that was, Dimitri?
You've been hanging around Jotun for 2 hours.
He needs to go with the ESL class.
Now listen,
you, Dimitri.
remember, we were thinking about earlier cubes in this score, but Neil thinks this is still too early. Oh, he could pick and pass and
Pick
cover.
and pass and put them
but
both
he
up
wants
again.
to make the 4-point and a 10 and a 9-point, doesn't he? Yeah. Or that's a 10.
Now it's going to be interesting a little bit, and I've been.
But no, those are the same. Those 2 points in the same prime field. That's not going to be
I've
so
been barking about this all day, but
Okay,
we
now,
can see
now we
there's that
get to
early
send
cube
it.
Ray's talking about. But we've
And
got
Victor's should be passing a little earlier than normal. I have a feeling he's just going to let this one go. He fanned too many times. He did. All right.
Now it's interesting, Neil's got the advantage 2-away, 3-away, and he also has quite a bit more time to work with too if it does become a complicated situations.
Yeah, that's good for it.
How much? Another double. Neil steps up and he's got a solid advantage in the next game.
Yeah. Now you're saying Ray actually now at this score, Victor's got a little bit more of a
Now
quick
he
trigger,
did that.
huh?
He made the bar point fast. The 5-point wouldn't have been out of the question. Okay, because you got a hit. All right, now last night apparently I made a 3.392 blunder, doubling a score when I had what I thought was a pretty solid advantage. So I doubt if Neil will be making that mistake. He wanted to make the 5-point pretty bad there, but he's brought some builders and he can do it later. Looks like.
Hey folks, I have a quick announcement, please. Very important. Hold your dice, please. Things have changed in terms of the hotel. If you have a car here, whether you're staying here overnight or if you're here during the day, please stop by the front desk and ask for a parking pass for the backgammon tournament. If you're here after 11 o'clock p.m. and don't have a parking pass, you could be towed. Make sure you get a parking pass from the front desk. Just say you're with the backgammon group.
All right, so there's an announcement being made, and that gives us a chance to discuss cube strategy here. At this score, 2-away, 3-away, White Victor's take point is 25%. So it's pretty much like money backgammon. But if Neil reaches some kind of gammonish position, he can go for a gammon. Undoubled, then that's a good strategy for him. And this is the kind of game that could become one. Victor's stuck back on the ace point. Neil's going to bring down builders and build a prime, and he's going to have a better board structure. So we might look for Neil to just keep rolling on here. I guess we'd bring 2 down. Wouldn't be out of the
2 down.
question.
A
to
lot of
make
shots,
the
but there's a
3-point,
blot on the other side.
But that would leave a direct shot.
Well, if you played the 6-5 different the last time, you wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
And even if Neil gets hit with a fly shot here, he'll have a shot back.
I said that's like 12 numbers or something.
Yeah. Well, if he makes the 3-point, then he's got the bar point slotted, and he's not really dead. If he gets hit with a 6, it's not that many more numbers or less. But he could get hit and covered that way, so this is just the right idea.
There it is.
4-3.
Lots of returns, though. Let's see.
4-2. All right.
4-2. Boy,
Now
it's
Neil,
twice,
you see how fast he rolled? He's just going to try and jam a gammon down Victor's throat and win the match with the cube in the middle. That's what you call efficiency.
2-6.
There's a 2-6. This is going to get bloody,
2-6
ladies
coming
and gentlemen.
back, make
He'll
the
be
bar
pounding.
and
No,
come
he's
out.
going to pound him off the ace point.
Make the bar, come out.
You got to hit him.
Oh.
There you go. Absolutely.
Give him the
Neil knows how to win a match. He won one once. Cover. It's unfortunate. He wanted to hit, make the 3-point or hit and make the ace point. But it could be worse. Let's see. Neil needs 3s, 5s, and 6s to get out. Yeah, I don't know.
5-3.
Uh-oh. This is going to be maybe Victor's last shake of the match. Neil hopes for a 3. It's never that easy, Ray. It's just not that easy.
Now,
okay,
does he bring
5-4.
that one within range?
Yep.
Yes. But a little bit more
okay,
potential to screw up on the other side. 3-2. There it is.
Cue the bagpipes. Routine, just bear off and win the gammon for Neil. And he left the cube right in the middle. This is just the kind of game he wanted to play. And it's going to go his way. Now he's just going to be thinking about what number, does double sixes leave a shot? And here it does. So he's going to be looking at other things, but he couldn't avoid it. So if he can't avoid it, he will. Well, he might move up and then clear the 6-point next time, but he decided to just bring the spare in. All right.
Perfect distribution.
Look at that. Surprising how many times you leave a shot from these positions, though. You're trying not to, but you do anyway.
And you remember them.
So
you remember them more than any other.
I think just bearing one off the 6-point is okay here.
I think it's better to play 5-4 because of all the outside builder, outside.
All right. Well, Neil chose to do it the other way.
It's close either way.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. Except when you lose a shot, right?
Well, Neil gets to be careful now. I think it's 5-4 and that. He could conceivably bear it off. The only risk to that is rolling 6-5, and that never happens in backgammon.
I would play safe.
I would too.
Definitely.
There's an extra 6 crossovers for.
He's a big favorite for the G.
Yeah. But I remember just last night I was a big favorite for the G, and I didn't get one. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There's a chink in Neil's armor. Whoa. All right. Victor's going to try to run off of it, and Neil's going to bear off as fast as possible. Uh-oh. That's
Take a crossovers.
not the best number. I think the fat lady is clearing her throat.
Okay. Victor's evaluating what doubles save him here.
At this point, I think Victor should ask Neil if he would like to hedge.
No, he can get the 2 crossovers. No, he can't. Yeah, it's over.
And the hand comes out.
Very good
Very
match,
nice
guys.
match, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray. Good commentary. We appreciate it.
All right, brother.
A couple comments. I apologize. I apologize. Have to